革新のカーボンベゼル、Bluetooth 搭載 G-SHOCK カシオ。The brightness called brilliant, blinding and vivid, Valentine.
究極の静かさと安全性、オンロード、オフロード、世界中で活躍するケンダ。その信頼を支える静音性、安定性と対摩耗性、世界が認めた技術と信頼を街乗りである。高品質と納得の価格、タイヤのポテンシャルをあなたに。ケンダ。
バリのタイヤ。
Ultimate lubricant. Mortis.
What's up, guys? It's Freddy Gaspo, and I use RSR suspension on all my drift cars. I love RSR. Iyo RSR Ichiban.
Made in Japan. Breed.
At a brand new bending unit all the way through, just throws up. On the early
In a world of extremes, this is where they're refined. The real deal. Cusco.
伝統と革新小倉クラッチのテクノロジーを凝縮チャンピオンを取るためのクラッチ小倉レーシングクラッチ ORC
This is it. We're ready to kick it off this weekend for round 4 of the 2023 G-Shock Presents Formula Drift Japan here at Sportsland Sugo in the Miyagi Prefecture.
We are here right now. The sun is beating down on us, but you know what? It is better than the R word that we have where it messes everything up. Where it's really hot. I know the driver's going to be struggling in the heat, but it is nice. We're going to be able to see a pretty dry qualified today with a lot of smoke from these drivers.
You can see right there, Sportsland Sugo, huge supporter of the FDJ community and Formula Drift itself. So there they are. You'll see a few of those stamps all around the complex.
And here you go to the right of the screen. That is a Japanese commentator. I'm sorry, not the commentator, but then the
big GT driver right there.
No, Japanese commentator to the right, that's Tom Saiba, and also Nobuteru Taniguchi, a legend in the drifting scene and the racing scene in Japan. And next to Taniguchi is Yoichi Imamura, one of the 3 judges that we have here for Formula Drift Japan. They will be on the Japanese live stream side, and we are doing the English live stream on this side of the judges stand.
Exactly, and they'll be talking to the spectators out there in the crowd that are joining us on this beautiful day and beautiful weekend here at Sportsland Sugo. So next on the screen, you're going to see us. You got Robbie Nishida. He'll be judging and commentating giving you guys the details on what the judges are seeing out there on the track by these drivers during qualifying. And then you got myself. I'll be kind of chatting along, telling you a little bit what's going on and what you guys can't see.
We got Kenny Harris right here, me, Robin Nishida, and like you said, commentating and also judging. And the other third judge, we have guest judge right here, Sean Adriano, also from the USA, just came in a couple days ago to join us. He's the driver and the judge steward back home in FDUS. So now we are here maybe halfway through the FD Japan series, and yeah, we're going into, this is the
fourth round, so we're hitting that hump coming back down. So yeah, it's going to be a huge event. This is a very high-paced track, and yeah, I'm excited to see what these drivers are going to put down because practice has been wild.
Yeah, and you know, we don't even know who's going to come close to, you know, winning the series here because we're like halfway
それで
through.
は
So let's go ahead and
フォー
check
ミュ
out
ラ
the
ドリフト
judging.
の審査方式について説明しよう。フォーミュラドリフトは3人の審査員によって審査が行われる。各審査員は走行ラインをチェックするラインジャッジ、ドリフトアングルをチェックするアングルジャッジ、そして走りを統括的にチェックするスタイルジャッジが担当する。ラインジャッジ、アングルジャッジの審査のため、コースには4から5箇所の審査ポイントが設定されている。設定されているのは主にコーナークリップ付近、ポイントとゾーン、コースによってはタッチ&ゴーがあり、この4から5箇所の審査ポイントでマシンの挙動がチェックされる。ラインとアングルジャッジは審査のポイント1箇所につき最高5点または10点。審査ポイントは全部で4から5箇所、最高30点がドライバーに与えられる。もう一つがスタイルジャッジ。スタイルジャッジは主に走行中の車全体の流れをチェックする。このスタイルジャッジでは最高40点が与えられる。すべての点数を合計すると最高100点。ドライバーたちはこの100点を目指しチャレンジするのだ。さて、審査基準は次の通りである。ラインジャッジでは審査ポイントで確実にクリップについているかが重要。クリップから離れていくに従い得点は下がってしまう。アングルジャッジはクリップでのドリフトアングルが審査の対象。当然アングル、角度が大きいほど得点は高くなるが、戻ってしまったり不安定な場合は減点の対象となる。そしてスタイルジャッジ、スピード、スムーズさ、迫力、またドライビングから感じられるコミットメント、ファッションもスタイルジャッジにおいて重要な要素である。審査では車の不必要な挙動、ブレやふらつき、メリハリのない走行などが減点の対象となる。またスタート時のエンジンストップ、フライングやパイロンタッチ計3回、審査コーナーでのスピンは即座に0点、コースからはみ出した場合は減点または0点の場合もある。ステアリングの角度が0度になるようなアンダーステアも含め、審査員の判断で0点になる。
Alright, so they just went over the little short clip that they have talking about the judging, but it's a little different because in the US we have 3 judges that are judging 190 full points and 10 points for X Factor. We don't have that here. Let's go ahead and check out the zones that we have here. There's a straight, the straightaway, you leave the start, 3-2-1 cone, obviously be in drift by the 1 cone. You have a right turn here. Now going to the outside zone 1, it's actually an uphill going up the straight. Now you clear the outside zone 1, coming down the hill now, going to outside zone 2. Switchback, you have to make sure that you're at angle and at a lot of angle because we would like to see the cars be at full throttle going through outside zone 3 and 4. Now a lot of people do dip tires at the outside zone 3, but we don't allow that. We will have to deduct that, but that really depends on how well you put together the track, all in all, you know. So when you're looking at just that, yes, some drivers might dip tires, but if they're doing a, you know, fabulous run throughout, throwing crazy amount of angle, a lot of throttle, hey, you know what? Sometimes you have to take a deduction to get what you need.
Exactly. Now right here, you're going to get the FPV drone guys out. They're going to show us what it looks like for these drivers driving down this track. And you can see right away the incline in the track after the 3-2-1. It'll climb in. and abruptly coming into that outer zone 1. Once they get into that outer zone 1, it's pretty much full throttle all the way through, transitioning from outer zone 2 to outer zone 3. That has been like the danger zone that we've seen all weekend, where a lot of drivers would be either one, like Robbie was saying, dipping tires, or they would overshoot outer zone 4 because of the momentum that they gain coming downhill. And here they are coming through outer zone 3. That's a downhill right there. So the momentum they gain, it's a lot. They have to throw a lot of angle after that outer zone 3 into that outer zone 4 to the finish.
Yeah, so it looks really simple, but I think it's a little tricky. They have to make sure that they do stay on the outside zones and close to the outside zones. We will be looking at the #1 qualifier from last year here at Sugo, where there was an 85-point run by Kanta, and I think they're going to be showing that in a little bit.
Here's one more look right here.
We're going to go ahead and check out the FPV drone.
Yeah, it's blazing out. So if you guys are just now tuning in to Formula Drift Japan today, you missed out on a wild FDJ2 round 3 run that they had. It was a long one. It lasted about roughly 3 hours. So it was a long top 16 that we have for those guys. You know, we're still checking out the track here. You can see all the marks. They had a good hour practice after that top 16 bracket that we went through. But now it's the pros' time. Now it's time for them to throw some smoke and make it happen. For the FDJ2 round, Mikey Nakamura took first. Second, you have Sho Saito. And then Ruichi Otomo took third. We're going to see who's going to be the top qualifier today. Mikey Nakamura, he was the top qualifier for FDJ2 yesterday, and then he turned around and won it all today. We'll see if that's going to happen for the individual that's going to be competing and qualifying today.
And we're finally getting to the replay from last year's #1 qualifier.
カンタ選手は1本82ポイント、昨年のこのスゴーでは2位のこの予選通過。さあどうだ、ここはきっちりやってくるのかカンタ。ゾーン1つ目から2つ目しっかり入れてくる、振り返して3つ目もいい形をとって、そしてゾーン4つ目。
As you see, you know, that was he was filling the outside zones very well. And also the nice flick that he had going from outside zone 2 to 3, that's going to really count because, you know, you want to make sure that the car is at angle, not wavering. And sometimes if the driver gets on throttle a little too late after they do the switchback, the front end tries to wash back in, I guess, and the car will waver too. So you'll probably see some of the cars that don't get back on throttle right away after they leave outside zone 3. The front end is going to kind of wash inwards, I guess. Or wash out, I guess, because it's a left turn after that. So let's go ahead and check out the top 3 of Fuji Speedway from last event that we had. So to the right, there's third place is Sobagiri, second place to the left is Shibino, and #1 position winning the event was Kazumi Takahashi.
Looks like we'll wait for that, but Kazumi Takahashi, he's...
Yeah, so we have a comment from Takahashi, so let's go ahead and check that out.
はい、こんにちは。ここスゴーラウンド、前戦優勝していい流れで来てるんで、まず今日予選日、しっかり、単走優勝狙うのはもちろん当たり前なんですけど、優勝、意識しすぎず、しっかりお客さんにいい走り、自分らしい走りが見せれたらなと思います。その中でしっかり、明日につながるいい走りができればなと思います。なんて言った
Yeah, so that was Takahashi, the winner of last round, and he said, you know, obviously coming from a win, obviously he's going to want to do good here, but he is going to try to put his head back into the game, trying to qualify high, and also not just go for the #1 qualifying spot, but do whatever he can that's going to actually make it better for him to move on to tomorrow. So whatever he's going to qualify at today should be something that's going to be that's going to give him the confidence to be able to drive tomorrow.
And here's the point standings right now. Sitting in first, you got Hiroya Minoa sitting at 212, while you got Kazumi Takahashi right behind him at 205. That's going to be vital for him to make a statement out here during qualify. And third, you got Masanori Kohashi sitting at 189.
Yeah, so these are the top 8 drivers. And after Kohashi, you have Sobagiri at 4th, Kanta at 5th, Matt Mike Widet at 6th, Ibino at 7th, and Matsuyama, which is last year's champion, at 8th. So they're all about maybe 70 points away from top 8 to the first place. So that's not a whole lot of points that's scattered around. So the series, the ranking that we see in the championship race may be, you know, switched around after this round. So those of you following the whole series, who is your guess that's going to be winning the series this year?
We got 2 more rounds after this. But yeah, Robbie and myself will be chiming in or checking out the chat room, what's going on here on the US side where you guys are typing in at.
Yeah, and the sun is like just really, really beating down on us, so it's hard to see these screens. Yeah, there's a lot of fans out there cheering on the drivers. A lot of guys saying go Hiroya, go Mad Mike. Who is your favorite driver out here for FD Japan? And maybe this may be one of the newest drivers that you'll be seeing here at FD Japan, which he got his FD Japan license to FDJ2 last year, and finally debuting his beautiful car here for qualifying. So that's going to be the first driver out. We're going to go ahead and move on to the qualify here at Sportsland Sugo, and I think we have about
45. Yeah, 45 cars.
Yeah, Jinx. So here we go.
So there you go, sitting at the line, ready to go. You have Tsubasa Nagasawa in his hardcore Rocket Bunny Racing R32 Skyline. This thing, we went to go check it out at the pits. Amazing build, beautiful build, rocking some works, making it look good. Wide body, swinging around here into this outer zone 1. Like Robbie said, debuting this car, dipping a car right there, or a tire through outer zone 1, bringing it around into this outer zone 2, real deep in that zone. But look at that angle coming back around. Oh, and unfortunately you can see right there, dipping 3 tires through that zone, the second half of that zone. Like I said, that's going to be a huge issue today during qualifying.
Yeah, he went a little too wide, and that was an obvious 3 tires off at the outside zone 3. But everything was looking really, really good up until there, because he was kicking a good amount of angle. I'm the angle judge. Sean is the line judge, and Imamura is the style judge. But man, talk about the style and the angle that he has here. He did go a little bit too much on the outside zone 3. So hopefully he could put together a cleaner run on his second run where he doesn't go off the track. I'm pretty sure he'll be putting in some good scores if the car wasn't going off track.
Exactly.
And kept it within.
Yeah, and for more specs on the car, go check it out, the Hardcore Japan page, all their Instagram and all that. Man, give them some love. That thing's a beautiful build. Car is wild. He had a 4-door R32 in the FDJ2 series, and here he is coming out in the coupe. There's the official score right there, incomplete, so he's going to get a 0.
That's an incomplete for Nagasawa, but he was one of the, I don't know if he was a runner-up or he was one of the guys that was actually in the championship race from last year's SDJ2, so he has the ability to drive, and he knows what to do, and I believe this isn't the first time he's driving here because he drove here last year as well.
Exactly. So now we're just waiting for the next driver. It looks like they're pulling up to the line right now. We'll get them on the screen here. You can see I'm checking out the chat, seeing what's going on with y'all out there. It's nice having our own chat because we were on the FDJ2 series. We only have 1 live stream, so you have Japanese and English and the PA system going on. So there's a lot of Robbie talking and me just staring at him.
Well, now I get to get quiet and just stare at you.
Ooh.
All right, so new color, new livery here on the D-Dash Racing vehicle S15, driven by Fujimoto.
Fujimoto.
Car looks great.
And the D-Dash Racing, like he said, it's not only new livery, new body kit and everything. Wide body kit. Went to go look at this one yesterday too. Insane looking car. Like they did a full uplift, facelift, and look at that. It looks like there's a new driver driving it because, man, he's hitting all those zones, flicking it back and forth. But we'll see what the judges are going to give him, finishing that run strong.
Wow, so it looks like there are some adjustments that he made, but angle-wise, since I am the angle judge, he did a pretty good job throughout the track. A lot of angle coming from outside zone 2, and does a nice flick going to the outside zone 3. Keeps the car within the amount of tires that it can go off track. Not a whole lot of adjustment after the outside zone 2-3 area, so I would have to say overall pretty clean run by Fujimoto. Now it really depends on what kind of scores the other judges have in mind. But I think a lot of these drivers, compared to the FDJ2 drivers, there's a lot of drivers that are here that are throwing down with a lot of angle.
Oh yeah, for sure. Angle and smoke. A lot of commitment. There you go. 77 for his first qualify run, getting points on the board.
All right, so 77. That's a pretty good start. Thinking of, the highest score that we had for FDJ2 last year, that we had yesterday. Was 87.
Yeah.
And last year, the highest qualifier was only an 85. So looking at that, 77 is probably not even that bad either.
It's sitting really nice. But there you go. Next at the line, ready to go. You got number 73, Ikuo Saito in the Motis West Auto R35 GTR. Looks like yesterday during practice, he had a little issue. I don't know if it was drain plug or what. Caused a pretty bad mess on the track. And here he is. Here he is coming into that outer zone 1. Nice job. Bringing it back around. Getting into that zone, swinging it back. Looks like he dipped a tire right there. But he will be getting some points on the board for his first qualify run. It's a new vehicle for him this year.
All right, so overall, not a whole lot of angle. Adding angle after the outside zone 3, that looks like a mistake that he made, so I'm pretty sure the style judge will be docking him. But I wouldn't say there was a high amount of commitment in this drive. It was very subtle and smooth, but nothing really, really exciting. Like, let's say if we did have X Factor points, I don't think I would be giving much of that here. But some of these drivers, it's a little different. We don't have the knockout type qualifying here in Japan compared to the US, so they may be taking it easy for their first run and trying to go a little bit harder on their second.
Yeah, you can see a little bit of the wavering right there through that outer zone 1. And like Robbie said, there was no crazy dynamic to it, no hard flicks or anything. Played it pretty safe. He hit the zones where he needed to be, so we'll see how much he capitalized in the point system. All right, there you are, 73 for Saito's first qualify run.
Yeah, so early 70s, that was actually the cutoff for actually top 16.
74,
last year.
I believe, yeah.
I'm sorry, last event here at FDJ2 earlier. But yeah, there's a top 32 actually for the FDJ, so we're going to see maybe about 8 cars.
Exactly, talking about FDJ2, this man moved up to the Pro Series, number 12, Nagayasu Miyagi in the Car Guy Racing ZN Snake 6. Here he is, bringing in that outer zone 1 right there. Holding through. Let's see the flick back. Whoa, that's close. He might have dipped 3 right there in that outer zone 3.
All right, so we're going to have to go ahead and check out the replay because that was pretty close. It's either going to be that or it's going to be a pretty big deduction from the line judge most likely. Not bad at the outside zone 1. A little bit more angle coming into outside zone 2, but we are right on the edge. It would be hard to see if that was going to be 3 tires off or what.
So we'll see the bird's eye view right here. See him coming around. getting into that zone, but it looks like he waited a little too long, flicking it back, possibly dipping 3 tires. Let's see.
Yeah, so I think that was probably like 2.5 tires. So we're probably gonna get. He will be getting a score, but I'm not gonna. I don't think it's gonna be anything, you know, crazy here because the style and the line will be a little bit
docked
there,
for sure. Yeah.
For the mistake that Miyagi made at outside zone 3.
So now we're just waiting for the computer to generate the scores. And there you are, 74 for his first qualify run.
All right, so that's a 74. We got 77, 73, 74.
We in the 70s.
Coming up now, we got the next driver lined up, car number 41, Shinichi Uemura from TMS Racing, Team Silent Tire, Uemura Sangyo. Let's see if he can be one of the first drivers to get higher than an 80.
Here he is in the JZX 100 Mark II, leaving the chicane now, approaching this 3-2-1.
Nice flick.
Coming around into this outer zone 1. Looks like he held back just a little bit, wavering right there. Coming around outer zone 2, right on the inside edge of it. Same with outer zone 3. Could have been a little bit more aggressive and deeper in those zones. But like Robbie said, some of these drivers are just playing a little bit safe on their first qualify run.
Yeah, and it looks like Uemura is rushing through the track, but we would like to see him throw a little bit more angle. I think he has the least amount of angle throughout all the other drivers that we have.
Yeah.
He's just almost seems like he's in a rush to get through the track. So
I know he's been struggling all season long. The last 3 rounds he struggled. Hasn't made it into the top 32, so he's probably just trying to get something down, a basis for him to work on, and then build upon that.
Yes, in the drone footage, you can see where he is placing his car on the track. I'd have to say the line probably won't be so bad because it looks like he's in the area where he's supposed to be at.
Yeah.
But like I said, as an angle judge, I would have to deduct a few points here, a few points there because of, not so much of a deep angle. Because just want you guys to remember that run that we saw right now. Watch some of the other guys that throws crazy amount of angle.
And there you are, 75 points. So y'all out there guessing on the live chat, you guys are pretty much close to spot on. I see low 70s, but there's a few mid-70 scores right there. But next at the line, ready to go and make it happen, is going to be number 86, Keiichi Takashima, in the Team Kazama with Power Vehicles JZX 100 Chaser. And I got to say, Team Kazama and Power Vehicles, they are coming with some heat. Stack of cars. I believe they got 7 cars stacked up, ready to compete. Odds are in their favor, and here he is coming around into this outer zone 1. Ooh, that doesn't sound good at all.
It was like the more the car went, and he kept kicking the clutch, and the RPM just kept dropping and dropping and dropping, and now the car corrected. Fully straight, that's going to be an incomplete for Takashima's first run. But that's why we have 2 qualify runs. Hopefully they can take care of whatever the problem is on the vehicle. Come back a little stronger for the second run.
You can hear right there from the start, initiating through that 3-2-1, you already heard the struggle in his car. So hopefully the team can get it squared away for his second qualify. And it looks like he's struggling a little bit leaving the track here. And like we were talking about last chat, this track's a 2.3-mile track. International circuit, they do all sorts of racing out here. I believe they have 4 or 5 different tracks out here, dirt tracks, small tracks, this big international track.
Small tracks,
big
tracks, long
go-kart tracks,
short track, hot track, cold track. What else we got? I think the heat is getting to me right now.
No, what happened was we ate, and then Robbie decided to close his eyes, and that's where he messed up.
You know the wrong amount of nap you can take? I think we hit that.
I think it's like more than 15 minutes. I don't know. You guys can quote me on that. I don't have Any
Well, we're not so healthy, so we don't know what's going on. So let's go ahead and give a round of applause to these guys out here. One of the hardest workers that never get the light shined onto them. The guys on the track, always working really hard to get everything ready. But
are you talking about the witch brooms?
well, I mean, not just the witch brooms.
Oh, okay.
I mean,
the people carrying
people
them.
that are
There you
doing it,
go.
exactly. Man, but you know what? At St. Louis, I wish I had the witch broom because that could have came in pretty handy. Maybe we should get some of the witch brooms to bring back to some of the U.S. rounds.
Sweep the water off the track?
No. Like, well, the water too, same thing. Like, those work for anything. Leaves, you know, tire debris, parts, water. What else? So we have a pretty, a fairly, you know, it's
good number of people out here.
It's Saturday, and tomorrow is probably the main day for, you know, today's qualify for FDJ and the main day for FDJ2. FDJ tandem will happen tomorrow, so most likely we'll have more people here tomorrow. We have a good amount of people here spectating for a Japanese event, so hopefully everybody can stay hydrated. If you are out there listening to this, make sure you get your water and whatnot. Stay out of the sun as much as possible and enjoy the show. Now the next driver lined up here is car number 963, Daichi Mizutani from Mizutani Motors and Marushou Racing. This S15 Sylvia. He's been campaigning this car for quite a while now, and recently he has put this 2JZ power plant into it, replacing it with this SR. So let's see what this car can do here at Sugo.
Here he is approaching that 3-2-1. Nice job there on the initiation, bringing it around into this outer zone 1 there. Real deep in outer zone 1 on the rumble strip, swinging it into this outer zone 2. Nice job, but real deep in outer zone 3. Look at the angle he's throwing. It looks like he's not able to make it at all to outer zone 4, missing outer zone 4, making it through the finish. So that's going to be a huge deduction from outer zone 3. And there you go, correction from the pro himself.
No, I mean, he stopped drifting before he went through the finish line. We do need the vehicles to go through the finish line drifting and coming to and straightening up after they drive through the finish line. But right here, right before the finish line,
right there,
he straightens, and that's it. And that would be an unchaseable lead, anyways. If he didn't, even if he was, you know, shallowing up at the end, he was way on the wrong side of the track. We want him closer to the outside zone 4 area, and he had to straighten. So that's going to be an incomplete for Mizutani. It's unfortunate, but he does have a second run. So hopefully he cannot do that on his second run.
So next, coming up at the line right now, you see him pulling up. He's in the Good Ride Sports with Tops Racing Mew. You got number 17, Jin Horino. This is a new car for him this year.
Wow.
VR powered.
I'm just looking at the comments. This boring track. Man, really? I think it's exciting.
Here we are. It's the commentators right there. There he is, coming around outer zone 1. Nice job on the rumble strip there, bringing it back around to this outer zone 2. Oh, not quite deep enough there, but whoa, almost too deep right in outer zone 3 into the finish.
Yeah, now I think the problem everybody's having is they're throwing a lot of angle after the outside zone 3. They should be going in a little bit earlier or throwing more angle earlier, but it looks like he comes in late. And just looks like it's very gripped up. Doesn't make it all the way to the outside zone 1. Almost goes too wide on the outside zone 3.
So here's the bird's eye view. Seeing the placement of his vehicle throughout these zones, bringing it around into that outer zone 2. Real deep in outer zone 3.
As you can see, when they do a transition that late, let's go ahead and check this out right here. From outside zone 2, then he's not fully at angle right when he's going through. He should be at angle by the time he reaches the outside zone 3. A little bit late, but what do I know? I'm only a judge, you know. Usually I'm wrong, so. According to the internet.
We'll see what the rest of the judges are scoring him on their respective areas of judging, and there you are. 77 is going to be his first qualify run, tying for first for right now.
Wow, so yeah, Fujimoto, the first driver up, or I'm sorry, the second driver up got a 77. And right here, Harino got a 77 as well. So they're both tied right now, currently leading the qualifying. But, you know, I'm looking forward to seeing more scores pop up. So let's go ahead and see if this guy can do that.
Here he is. He's been here since day one. Number 38, Tadahiro Fukada. And the Tanaba SSR Team Dunlop JZX 100 Mark II. Here he is, bringing it around, approaching this outer zone 1 here. Getting right on it, swinging into this outer zone 2. His daughter just got done competing in FDJ2. Unfortunately, she didn't qualify for top 16, so we're going to see if he's going to, you know, pick up the slack and get himself a qualified spot.
He did run with a lot of angle through outside zone 1 and 2. I give it that. It might be the highest amount of angle that I've seen. But after that, he kind of fell apart going to the outside zone 3 and 4. It looked like he got a little bit timid. Didn't throw the, how can I say it? He didn't throw down as hard after he passed outside zone 2.
Yeah, he didn't flick it back in the transition.
But overall, that's a score for Fukada. And you know what? I'm just guessing, but that's probably going to be another, you know, in the 70s run maybe.
So we'll see here.
What you guys got going on? You guys can make a guess. See what it is. Yeah,
like
we can't,
mid-70s.
you know, we do want to paint boxes, but we're not supposed to because, you know, like you said, somebody said it. Grun Flame said, you know, it's probably international track. You're right.
Yeah, they got Rosario 78.
There you go.
He is a points lead right now.
There you go, 78. He ran the right line. You know, not a whole lot of style points there. And like I said, you know, towards the end of the track, he didn't throw as much angle, but he does have a respective score of a 78. So he is the #1 qualifier right now.
But yeah, like Robbie was saying, it's pretty well painted in their minds on where they need to place these cars, especially walking the track and practicing. And that's the reason, another reason why the cones are bumped all the way back is because otherwise there'd be so many delays because this is a big international track and having guys adjust it, do what they need to do. But looks like right now, Amagai is having issues. He was waving. Oh, maybe he's waving at the spectators. That's what he was doing.
Yeah.
All right, there he is. Door closed.
Probably telling us the international sign of it's hot in the car.
Yeah, exactly. Yuichi Amagai right there. Good Ride Motorsports with perfect style. S15 coming in. Very aggressive driver. Let's see how he's going to tone himself down to make a solid run here. There he is, swinging around outer zone 1 into this outer zone 2 here. Real deep into that zone, bringing it back around through outer zone 3. A little late right there.
Wow.
And almost overshooting outer zone 4.
Once again, same as Harino's run. This time, Amagai was later getting into outside zone 3 and very shallow through outside zone 1 and outside zone 2. And he throws angle a little too late after he passes. So he's almost like a whole line deep into it. So, yeah, like he pours on the angle after he passes the outside zone 2. And he does a switchback. Let's go ahead and check this out from your drone view. Not a whole lot of angle at outside zone 1. Then as he is clearing outside zone 2, he pours it on after he passes it, and right there doesn't even have much angle at outside zone 3 because he was putting the angle on a little too late. So let's go ahead and have everything put together, but
looks like there you are, 67 for Amagai's qualify run. Amagai getting a 67. One of the lower ends, but hey, we have quite a few incompletes here in the first run of qualify. But here we are next at the line. You got number 8, Yo Okabe in the Team Kazama with Power Vehicles JZX 100 Mark II. Okabe, man, on the off season and in between matches, I've seen him nonstop get to go to different events and stuff, and I've seen a mass improvement in his driving in the last 2 years. So we're going to see how he's going to do this time around in qualify.
Yes, and you know, he's been doing really well in the series because he's been making it up on the ladder of, you know, for tandem and stuff like that. And watching yesterday's practice runs too, it looks like Okabe was doing a pretty good job out here. So let's see what he's got to show us here for the qualify. 2 qualify runs he has.
Exactly. It definitely helps that his practice car is another JZX 100, but here he is coming around the 3-2-1, ready to throw down and make it happen. Getting into that zone right there through outer zone 1, fully committed, full throttle all the way into this outer zone 2, real deep into that zone, bringing it back around right on the edge of the track for that outer zone 3. Probably the best outer zone 3 placement that we've seen so far, because a lot of them have been overshooting that.
Yes, just as you said, it looks like that was a pretty good run. He did have to pull out some angle going to the outside zone 3, but it looks like he has a fairly good line right on the edge at the outside zone 3 and the 4 area. So he is actually using the track very well from side to side. Since it is a wide track, you know, you gotta have to go from one side to the other. But it looks like Okabe did a pretty good job. So let's see what his score is going to be like. What do we got for the guessing game going on? Everybody's in their 80s.
Yeah, I have high hopes for this one. It was a very solid run by Okabe. But we'll have to see what the rest of the judges have to say with their points. There you are, 78. So he is sitting tied right now.
All right, so that was close. There, you know, high 70s. That's pretty good. He is actually sitting. He's tied first, right?
Yeah, exactly. Next at the line, you can see right there, ready to go, number 620 Hiraoka in the HRK Rapid ZN686. So yeah, this has a facelift on this vehicle of a GR86.
Yeah,
it's actually
this is the older 86.
Older 86 body, chassis itself. We have a lot of these in the FDJ and FDJ2 series, and here he is coming around. He's moving up from FDJ2 from last year, bringing it into this outer zone 2. Not bad filling the 2 zones there, bringing it back into the outer zone 3.
Once again, you know, very shallow overall. And yeah, it looks like he is doing okay on the line, but overall looks like he's very shallow throughout the track. And I keep talking about the angle because I'm the angle judge this time, so bear with me. But overall, not a crazy switchback at the outside zone 2 to 3 area either. So once again, you know, I'm guessing this is probably going to be in the 70s again.
Yeah, we're going to see what the score is going to be. But till then, I saw the answer to the question. But yeah, there you go, 75 for Hiraoka's run. But yeah, this is the Pro Series just like the State. So these guys are running off of whatever sponsored tires they're running. FDJ2 and FDJ3, they're on spec tires, which those are the feeder series into one another to make it into the Pro Series.
Yeah, so it's just like the U.S. Pro Spec spec tires. So Pro Spec in the U.S., they're all on GT radios. But the Pro Series, pretty much everybody drives whatever tires they want in size.
And here we are, Ken Murakami's at the line, ready to go in his Village Up JZX 100 Mark II.
Currently building a GR86, I believe. So he's going to debut that one of these days. But
till then, he's going to rip in his JZX, and here he is coming around outer zone 2 here. Not too bad getting into that zone, and right there on the edge with a nice flick, but looks like it might have been too much of a flick. Barely getting into that outer zone 4.
Yeah, I would say he was losing angle towards the end of the track. He did do a nice flick at the outside zone 3 area, but it looked like he got a little short. Cut him a little short. He did a flick a little too early, or maybe even too hard for what he had.
So we'll see, there's the bird's eye view here. And you can see him coming around. And like I was saying, nice hard flick, but maybe too much right there because you can see him dive right in and barely make it to that zone.
Going from outside zone 3 to 4, you do want to be closer to the inside, but not that close.
And there you are, 69.
So, Kenny just watching this chat and doesn't want to talk. Earlier he said I was talking too much and he had no chance to talk. Now he has a chance to shine, but he's just looking at the chat.
Your voice sounds better. All right, at the line, ready to go is number 75, Koji Nagase in the Team Kazama Power Vehicles Lexus IS 350C. This car is a cool build right here. Convertible top, GR powered. A lot of wavering right there through that outer zone 1. Not able to make it to outer zone 2 or outer zone 3. And yeah, and then over rotating through the finish right there. But a different and a cool build, GR powered. You can hear it sounds totally different from what you're used to hearing.
Now we have to look at, if he incompleted or not through the finish line. And I wish people, I wish this didn't happen, but you know what?
So we'll see what the judges are going to give him, whether or not they're going to give him points on the board, or was that an over rotation through the finish? Because like Robbie always says, you have to finish in a drift. And here he is coming around to the finish.
And that's going to be scored, but it is going to be a huge deduction probably on the style judges' end. But yes, that's not what we want to see, and technically we could call that an unchaseable lead. But I would have to say that's probably going to be a very low score anyways here, because, it's pretty much not what we want you to do.
There you go, 62.
Yeah, it's a 62. Unfortunate, but something was happening to his car too, because he wasn't throwing so much angle at outside zone 1. Looked like it was losing power. Hopefully he can get the car back together for the second run.
And this next driver at the line coming all the way from Singapore, number 83, Chim Benjamin in the Team Kazama with Power Vehicles JZA 80 Supra.
Another wild driver to see.
Yeah, I know he says he does a lot of sim to practice. He's throwing some angle early. Oh! Overshooting the zone completely. 4 tires off. Not the way he wants to start.
Man.
Kicking a lot of dirt on the track.
I hope I didn't jinx him, but I was like, yeah, another wild driver, and he did something wild. He came in really, really hot at outside zone 1 and the initiation and overshot the zone.
But yeah, he's got the classic JZA 80 Supra. He's got a clean daily too.
Yeah, Benjamin has, NSXs and
yeah, he has some nice cars, but here he is coming back around. Oh yeah, and from last round he had bigger turbo setup, a new build pretty much, and a lot more upgrades to the vehicle. So not sure if he's still getting used to it or what he's trying to do, but
yeah, but coming from Singapore and being away for 3 years because of COVID, coming back and getting back into a car to this level of drifting, it's a great job by Benjamin. Hopefully he could put together a clean run for a second run.
Yeah, definitely jumping back into the mix and making things happen.
And we got the witches out here playing the... Oh, they're on break right now. They're like, yeah, it's hot here. And oh, we're on camera? We're on camera? Oh, snap. That's the canola oil girls. They're kind of slacking off right now, but then you know what? That's the natural part you saw. But sponsored by canola oil here. Next driver, car number 33, GSL.com in his RC that he debuted this year.
Exactly. Coming around here using a JZX before. Real big struggle through that outer zone 1. Not what we want to see. Overall, a lot to clean up in his second qualifier run. That's probably not going to be enough for him.
Oh yeah, I mean something is sounds like something was wrong with this vehicle. Hardly not much drift or not much angle going through outside zone 1. Not making it out to the outside zone 1 as well on the line. Having to do a lot of adjustments going from 1 to 2. So that's going to be multiple deductions from all over the place here. My guess is probably not going to be any of the better scores that we have in the qualified today.
So we'll see here. You can see the bird's eye view right there. .61 for his first qualify run, getting points on the board.
Ooh. The girls are like, you know what? You still got 2 runs. He'll be all right. Our boy will be all right.
All right, here he is. Let's see if this driver is going to be all right on his first qualified run, number 30, Takumi Sato in the Team Kazama with Power Vehicles JZX 100 Chaser.
He's from Hokkaido, which is all the way up north, so this is probably the closest to his house here at Sugo.
Easiest run. Look at that, real aggressive through that 3-2-1. Bringing it into this outer zone 1. Nice job committing to it, keeping on the throttle through this outer zone 2 here. Let's see the flick back through outer zone 3. Ooh. Hovering that line with 3 tires right there, bringing it back around through outer zone 4 and a finish.
Wow, I would have to say this is probably the most amount of angle that I saw out of all the drivers because he's pouring on that angle. Now, line-wise, I'm not sure how well he did. Kind of gets into the outside zone 1 late, but does try to fill it. Does a good job at outside zone 2, but dips 2 tires at outside zone 3. Kind of kills the momentum going to the last outside zone. So, but you know what? Angle-wise, a very high rate of angle.
Definitely
but
was.
Let's see what the other judges have to say with the line and the style. But he did kind of kill the momentum. And that may be from trying to pour out the angle that he did have.
Yeah, but should be a decent score like you said. And we're just moving along. Like we were talking about earlier, we have 45 drivers trying to compete for the top 32 spots for tomorrow's tandem battles. And tomorrow we'll be doing top 32, and then we'll have opening ceremonies for top 16. And there you go, 74 for his first qualify run.
All right, so as you saw, you know, he was way offline and he got only a 19 for the line. So there's something to work on for the second run. Overall, it's a 74. Let's see what his second run's going to be.
But next at the line, you have number 870, Akihiro Hanawa, and his T-Square with Good Ride, DGR, Eternal Speedmaster Z4. This thing's powered by a VQ, a DE motor, bringing it in right here, making it happen. Here he is screaming through outer zone 1 into this outer zone 2 here. I know there's a lot of HR lovers out there, but he's making it happen in this DE big single turbo. And I know Robbie has a soft spot for DEs
you always
also.
say that, but I don't. It's been a long time.
I know, since he's been behind the wheel of one with that engine in it.
I was waiting for you to say that so I could mention that.
Yeah, so you could put me on blast. Thanks.
No, not really a sweet spot. I mean, I think they're pretty cool, but they do need a lot of work too. What is your favorite motor?
Probably a JZ, since that's kind of like my Instagram title.
That's like
that's all I have is JZs.
That's cheating. That's everybody.
I know. I have a 1J, 2J.
Yeah. 1J, 2J.
They're
3J,
simple. Yeah.
4J, whatever J.
All right, there you go. You could see his run, the drone chase footage coming around this outer zone 2 here, flicking back around. But yeah, this was debuted last round last year at Fuji. We'll see what the final score is going to be for this driver. 78 right there. Sitting tie, 3-way tie going.
Wow, are we going to see somebody break 80? Looking forward to that.
I mean, the more we progress forward, we get closer to the ones that are sitting higher in the standards. I've seen a lot more, you know, people say, and then they get to witness all these other drivers and what mistakes they're making.
Some people always say, like, when the judges, when they go higher in the ranking, they get higher scores. It's like, because they do fairly well, in my opinion. But let's go ahead and check out this next young driver.
212, Utada Oe right here, already initiating through that 3-2-1 into this outer zone 1, streaming by in his 3-rotor RX-7. Whoa. Nice job.
Nice. Tires off, but kicking a lot of angle. Not so much angle at outside zone 1, but a good job at outside zone 2 and 3. The way he carried the angle was really nice, and I like the way he did the switchback from outside zone 2 to 3. Very dynamic.
Yeah, the commitment and the control that I see him do in this car, it seems like he's been driving it for years, but this is his first year driving it. I believe this was his father's car before. He was driving an S14 prior to in the previous seasons in FDJ2 and in the Pro Series last year, but here he is stepping into these big shoes right here.
That's a lot of throttle.
It is.
It looks like he is handling the car very well, and he's doing a good job right here. And for a qualifier run, I think this is a very good run. This might be one of the runs that breaks 80. We were just talking about it.
We were. There you are, 80. Robbie called it. Maybe you should just make sure you...
Maybe I should be a judge.
No, you should just start calling things that are like that. Everything you said so far is kind of panned out.
Yeah, maybe I should be a judge.
So if you're listening, Benjamin, you can be mad at Robbie for your run because he says you're a wild driver. But look at this driver right here. He's been doing a wild time this time for practice from yesterday to today. Ready to go, number 80, Yuta Komatsu. In the Komatsu Racing Lexus IS, his teammate got third in the FDJ2 series early on today. So let's see how he's going to place himself and qualify.
Yes, Komatsu. In this IS, the car looks good. Like a 3.6 2J, 3.6 liter 2J.
All right, here he is coming around into this outer zone 1.
Whoa.
Nice job bringing it into the outer zone 2 here. Oh, could have been a little deeper, was real shallow there in that outer zone 2. But able to get to those other zones, dipping a tire through outer zone 3.
Man, you know, a lot of these drivers are kind of similar in angle, let's say. And it doesn't look like they're showing something different from the other drivers. Everybody's kind of doing the similar things here, where the switchback, not a whole lot of angle, kicking from outside zone 2 to 3. Very clean, I would say, and you know, the line is fairly tight, but let's see if that's going to be good enough to, you know, join the 80s club or not.
Exactly. There's the canola oil girls.
This time they timed it right. They're like, hey, you're going to be on camera.
There you go, 75 for his first qualifier run. And I saw a question in the chat about where is the judges viewing from. So they're actually viewing literally right behind outer zone 1. We have the bird's eye view. We're about, I'd say 100 feet in the air or so. And we can see literally everything.
Yes, we can.
Actually, the next mountain range and everything. But looks like the next driver's ready to go. Let's talk about that. Number 5, Tomoki Tanaka in his V-Style Good Ride with Tetsujin JZX 100.
Ooh, nice flick.
Love the livery, love the style of this car. Here he is riding that line on that outer zone 1, bringing it back around inside zone 2. Could have been a little deeper right there, but able to hang on through outer zone 3, riding the edge of the track in a strong finish.
So it did look like he was kicking a lot of angle, a little bit more than some of these drivers that I've seen previously. But at the same time, he does miss outside zone 2. And there's a couple of areas where he can tidy up his runs. So let's see if he can do that for the second run. But looking forward to seeing what the score is going to be like for his first run. Like I said, you know, he's throwing down pretty good amount of angles. So.
But man, the style of his car fits the aggression of his driving.
Yes, and this driver is like a make it or break it type of driver, where he does really good or something happens. That's what we've seen previously. So it might be from, you know, nerves and, you know, whatnot. But let's see if he can put together another one after this. But
there you go, 78.
So man, this track may seem boring, but it's very, very complicating.
Oh yeah, the amount of commitment you have to give.
Yes, and then it's really, really big. So when you see it on the screen, it doesn't look as big, but this track is pretty huge.
Yes, and then the uphill incline to the downgrade of the track from outer zones 2 or 3 is insane. But let's see this next driver tackle this track. Number 770, Yoshitatsu Kaneda in his Cusco Racing GR86. The first Cusco car to go. We have a few out here today. We'll see how they're going to do. Here he is bringing it around outer zone 1. Not too bad through, or outer zone 3 or 2. There he is through 3. And here he is coming around through this outer zone 4. Got me all sorts of confused on this track. But Kaneda seems like he's been struggling a little bit this year to get into that top 32.
Yeah, and like an okay run, in my opinion. The angle overall, it looks very, very safe. Nice switchback, but he does have to pull out a little bit of angle at the outside zone 3 and gets really shallow at the outside zone 4. So doesn't look like he was able to put together a pretty solid run. Now we have to see what the line judge and the style judge has in mind as well. But we'll see.
Yep. We got a few guesses out there.
Wow, you guys are pretty good because that's what I'm thinking too. Yep.
And there you are, 72 is what it is. Kaneda is going to take a 72 for his first qualify run. So this driver right here debuted the car last round. This thing is a beast right here. Number 9, Yukio Matsui. He's with M2 Evolution in his F22 BMW. Thing's powered by a V8. LS swapped, bringing it around. Look at that hard angle through that 3-2-1. Into this outer zone 1 here. Nice job bringing it back around. Before he was in his S13. Conquered FDJ2, came into the series last year, and he's been doing his thing this year.
Yeah, so he does swing the car around pretty hard. You know, average amount of angle outside zones 1 and 2. Kind of messes up the initiation, flicks it a little too hard, but after that, I like the way he handles outside zone 3 right here. Flicks it really hard, stays with angle, and goes through and finishes off track on the right side at the outside zone 4. Doesn't shallow up there. So overall, an okay run by Matsui. Maybe, you know, taking a little bit more time to get a little comfortable into this car.
Yeah, it's definitely beast of a build. Huge different from his 2J S13 that he had, because he actually, I think, had to build it up a little bit for FDJ2 because it was kind of like underpowered from some of the other guys. There you go, 76. A phenomenal driver.
All right, so we got a lot of GTRs here. So the next driver from Linglong Tire Drift Team Orange Asia, it is Xiao Chang Hao, right? Natsu. Call him Natsu here in Japan. Natsu means summer, and it is summer right now.
Here he is, bringing it around into that outer zone 2. Ooh. Yeah, huge correction into that outer zone 3 right there. Getting a little too wild on that transition.
Yeah, and he does wash out also. That's probably going to be, even if it wasn't 3 tires off, that's going to be deemed an unchaseable lead. Very unstable, leaving outside zone 1 and 2 right there. Kicks a little bit too much angle towards the end of 2, and right there understeers after leaving outside zone 3 and almost being 3 tires off. So that's most likely going to be an incomplete here. But there is potential here in this vehicle and this driver. And hopefully Natsu can put together something clean for the second run. And here are the girls and the supporters here from Team Fukushima, all cheering him on with the Linglong Tire team. It's official, it's an incomplete. For Natsu, hopefully he can get everything squared away for the second run.
Yeah, it made it pretty easy for them. They're only about, what, an hour and a half down the road from here?
Yes.
So next coming up at the line is number 96, Katsuhiro Meguro, in the Ishin Origin Labo JZX 100 Mark II.
We were actually following this car into the track the other day. He was on the trailer.
There he is coming around in this outer zone 1. A little shallow in that zone right there, bringing it back around to the outer zone 2, but he was real deep in that outer zone 2. Let's see how the transition's gonna be. Oh, he was close on that line. That third tire was right there. We'll have to check out this replay. So you can see right there, right on the inside edge of that outer zone 1 and real deep through outer zone 2.
So a lot of these guys don't want to kick a lot of angle at the beginning of outside zone 2, so they start pouring it on towards the end. Now when they do that, let's go ahead and check this out right here. Here is the first cone, then the second cone, they throw a lot of angle. Then by the time they do that, they do a switchback. They're a little too late, so by the time they get it to angle in the outside zone 3, they're late. So that's going to be, you know, a huge deduction on the angle side of it.
We'll see what the rest of the judges are going to say and give Meguro for his first qualify run. We're a little over halfway through the first portion of qualify. 45 cars qualifying today here for round 4 of the G-Shock Presents Formula Drift Japan Series. This is Sportsland Sugo. Phenomenal facility, amazing track, and you can see some of the cutouts of FDJ. There you are. 70 points is what he's going to get for his first qualify run for Meguro. Next at the line, ready to go and make it happen in number 666, Shimano and his Vittor Racing with Chadi Boy style, 1 via. There he is coming through the chicane now, approaching this 3-2-1. Let's see how aggressive he's going to get. Approaching the outer zone 1 here. Here he is, filling that zone. Nice job right on the rumble strip there, bringing it back around to outer zone 2. Could be just a little bit deeper through that zone, right there on the edge of outer zone 3-2, coming into this outer zone 4 and a finish.
So just looking at Mano's run, very basic. And now it's kind of slowly coming back to me, this feeling that I had here at Sugo last year, where it was like this for the first qualifying session from everybody. There was not a lot of the runs were low energy, not a whole lot of excitement. And now I kind of remember how it was, because we're seeing laps after laps that are, you know, pretty much in their 70s all the time. And we're only looking at like 1 point, 2 point different from these drivers because nobody's doing anything super different from everybody else.
Yeah. Kind of throwing down and trying to hit it and getting into those zones. The dynamic portion that Robbie's talking about, that's where they're kind of missing. Kind of like the States, they have that whole X Factor deal. And there you go, 75 points for Mano. So let's see. Looks like the next driver is ready to go at the line. He's an ex-FDJ2 driver. Number 61, Mao Yamanaka in the Good Ride Motorsports A90 Supra.
All right. Hopefully we got Mao, the winner of FDJ2 from 2 years ago.
Yes, our first ever FDJ2.
Yeah, J2 winner. He always had problems with this car. Now the car should be all good to go.
We'll see.
Let's
here.
Go.
Here he is ripping into this outer zone 1. Nice job filling that zone. Look at that smoke trail that he's carrying through into this outer zone 2 here. Oh, looks like he held back just a little bit through that zone and let off. Throwing him in a little bit of a weird line through that outer zone 3. And like it, once again, I've said it for multiple cars, and I said it was going to be an issue, that outer zone 3. He overshoots it, dipping 2 tires.
I mean, it started off really well. Outside zone 1, very exciting. But after that, doesn't reach all the way out to the outside zone 2. Dips the tires at outside zone 3. And talking about the angle, he has a lot less angle compared to some of the drivers that had a deep amount of angle at outside zone 2. Kind of playing it safe, just getting the score on the board once again.
Yeah, if he just moved everything over about 2 feet or a foot, he would have been safe to be good in outer zone 3, and he would have been nice, settled into that outer zone 2. But you can see right here, bird's eye view, bringing it back around, dipping 2 tires right there. So yeah, not the cleanest run we've seen by Mao, but we'll see what the judges are going to give him and see how he's going to clean it up. 79 for his first qualify run.
So that's a 79.
Yep, next at the line, sitting there ready to go is a teammate of his in another Good Ride Motorsports vehicle, number 530, Wataru Masuyama in his GR Yaris. Taking off from the US Series, focusing 100% out here. Here he is. Early on, burning rubber through that straight into this outer zone 1. Nice job. He did a phenomenal job last year juggling the US and the Japan Series, and here he is doing a phenomenal job placing the car exactly where it needs to be in all these zones. So it looks like this is going to be a pretty solid points for him.
Yeah, so like I said, not as safe as some of these drivers. He looks like he's putting a little bit of a risk in there. One tire off at the outside zone 1, fairly good amount of angle going through outside zone 2, and maybe one tire off at outside zone, maybe half a tire at outside zone 2 and 3. But he does make sure that he does kick enough amount of angle going through these zones. It's a very impressive run by Masuyama, and this may be another run that that's going to be thrown into the 80s.
We'll see here.
If I was right, if he gets into the 80s, I should be a judge. What do you think?
I don't know. Your IQ might not be high enough for it.
What, 70's not good enough?
We'll see. Here he is. Look at that beautiful run by him. I'm ready to see the score.
Yeah, I'm ready. I already input what I had for angles. So, what does everybody got guessing, huh? Masuyama, you got any Masuyama fans out there?
I got
from
some
FC
low
USA?
80s. I got some low 80s scores out here. All right, there you go.
There you
82.
go.
Low 80s is what it is, and that's what you get.
Man, I should be a judge. No. Sean's like, you want to judge for me? I was like, no. I'm already doing my part.
All right, there you go. Next at the line. This man's a champ of this Formula Japan Series here. Number 100, Andrew Gray, four-time champ.
Jinx.
In his Team Kazama with power vehicles, JZX 100 Mark II. And this is not his championship car, from what he was telling me. So there he is, coming around, 3, 2, 1. You know, hats off to his crew out there. They were working hard after practice, getting this car squared away. They had a fuel issue, but here he is, ripping it up, making it happen, filling those zones.
All right, so a little, I mean, to be honest, doesn't look, I mean, it was a good run, but doesn't have the risk that some of these drivers have at the switchback and everything. Looks like he's taking it easy, and maybe it is tactics for, you know, trying to run the first run and get a clean run in there to get a score. But at the same time, kicks the amount of good enough amount of angle. I have a lot of 23s in my angle scores, and we have a full score at 30. So a lot of these drivers are missing a few points here and there, and maybe that's something that they don't want to take a risk in the angle portion of the runs. But that is something important, because I think it's better to run a high amount of angle at outside zone 2 and do a quick switchback going to the outside zone 3 with a lot of angle.
And there you go, 77 for Andy.
And also having to do the switchback and getting into the zone early enough. They don't get into the zone late.
Another champ right here. He's in a different chassis this year, number 37, Koichi Yamashita in the TMS Racing Team Cylon Tire BMW E92. Powered by a 2J. His teammates got a VR, and here he is ripping through the 3-2-1. Nice job initiating, coming into this outer zone 1 right on the rumble strip, bringing it back around, rumble strip to rumble strip. Let's see how he's going to do this outer zone 3. Nice job right on the edge of the track there. Spicing things up.
All right, so same. I was expecting more from the outside zone 2 to 3 area, but then once again, you guys will see what I'm talking about when one of these drivers do it. And we are saving ourselves where we're not going to give out the high score for something that's mediocre. And I would say this is, you know, on the better half of the runs, but I'm not going to say that this is going to be the best run that we've seen today. So
Yeah, there's some areas for improvement for him, but we're going to see what the rest of his judges are going to give him in this overall score. And here's the drone footage of the chase. Switching back through outer zone 3 to outer zone 4 there. There you are, 82. Another one in the 80s.
That's an 82 by Yamashita.
And the spectators out there in the live chat are still on par. And here we are. Next driver up is number 3, Takatoshi Imamaida in a 5X tire Navigate S14. Here he is, bringing it around, 3, 2, 1. Nice shot through that outer zone 1. He said he's been struggling through the transition from outer zones 2 to outer zone 3, but looks like he's dipping 2 tires there, 2 tires there. So a lot to clean up in that halfway point of that track.
So there's a lot of highs and lows in this run. He did a very good job at outside zone 2, but he was 2 tires off clearly. Did a good job at outside zone 1, and let's go ahead and check this out. After the switchback here, he goes into outside zone 3 late because he hangs out a little too long. So there's a deduction there because he's not at angle when he's at outside zone 3. Now we want to make sure that the rear of the car is closer to the zone, not the side of the car. But
so we'll see, and you can see how outer zone 2 has a double, double rumble strip. Once they hit that second set of rumble strips, that's 2 tires off. So he's coming back around, and real late, yeah, super late to that outer zone 3.
The next time you guys watch the drone footage on some of these cars, look at where the outside zone 3 cones are, and look at how much angle the car is already in by the time they hit it. They're usually like
halfway
just
through,
getting there. Yeah,
77 for Imamaida's first qualify run. Here we are. Next driver up is going to be number 311, Naoto Suenaga in the Atlas Tire Drift Team Fukushima RZ34 Fairlady Z.
You know,
what's up?
They have more grip and more power and more everything from the FPJ2 drivers, but they still don't get higher scores.
All right, here he is coming around into this outer zone 1 there. Filling that zone, bringing it back around through the outer zone 2, adjusting himself into that zone nicely, and then into outer zone 3. Nice job through those 2 zones, not overshooting them and finishing strong through outer zone 4. So that right there, 400Z facelift on this 370Z. Powered by a VR, and you can hear right there rumbling through the outer zones 2 and 3.
So, once again, you know, it was a very clean run by Suenaga, but maybe because I'm the angle judge, it's like I just feel like I'm writing 23 for everybody.
Yeah, they're really not flicking it, leaving this zone, and there was a little bit of hesitation, I think, after that outer zone 3 too by him. So
yeah,
let's see this chase. Coming around outer zone 1 right here. Switching back around. Just a little bit of hesitation. Riding it back around through the outer zone 4 and finishing. There's the Fukushima girls right there. And looks like he's getting an 80 for his first qualify run. All right, next driver at the line is number 58, Kazuhito Kubo. Kazuhito Kubo coming up in his 180SX. New livery, bringing it around into that outer zone 1 there. Nice job. Switching back around through outer zone 3. Yeah, nothing too crazy there for him on that back half of the track. Real deep through outer zone 1. Couldn't make it to outer zone 2.
Yeah, not so much of a flick going to outside zone 3 either. Wow, another 23 from me. Yeah, Sean has been telling me about his line score. Everybody's very similar. Yeah, there's like different mistakes here and there at different zones, but overall it's pretty much the same. Like I've been running 23s. I think I already gave like 13 23s. That's like half of 73.
73 for his first qualify run.
So half of the field is all doing the same thing.
Exactly.
And there's not a whole lot did more or less.
All right, next driver is ready to go. You got number 56 coming all the way from Thailand. You got Ming Ming in the Mr. DIY Linglong Tire Drift Team Orange S15.
All right, so let's see if this 18-year-old could actually wake us up.
Exactly. Here he is bringing it around into this outer zone 1. He's a Thailand 2022 Drift Champion. There he is filling that zone. Nice job through outer zone 1 and into this outer zone 2. Bringing it back around, dipping 2 tires, but trying to wrap it back around through that zone into that outer zone 4 to the finish.
Wow, I like the way he carried it. Like, let's go ahead and check this out. Ming Ming's run. Outside zone 1, very average, very similar to the rest of the drivers that we had. But after this is where I want to focus on. He throws a lot of angle from the beginning of outside zone 2 and getting through the zone. So very good job by Ming Ming. Does a switchback, doesn't do it as hard going into outside zone 3. So, yeah, I think I'm finally scoring something different from a 23.
There you are.
But, yeah, it was a fairly good job by Mimi. But now it's really up to what the style judge sees and the line judge.
Sounds like
I know he did dip a few tires off track at outside zone 3 as well.
Yeah, sounds like he woke you up a little too.
Yeah, I mean, that was I think that outside zone 2, that was probably one of the best outside zone 2s I've seen as an angle judge.
Man, it is getting warm out here. The sun is beaten. Adding more stress to these judges out here. Making it a struggle to see. Waiting and anticipating for Ming Ming's score here. Mr. DIY. The DIY girl and the Team Fukushima girls right there. Cheering him on.
Robbie did it. Yes. I'm sorry. The sun is hitting us, and I'm just like, yeah, something.
It's making him to hallucinate now.
All
All right, there you go, 81. 81 for his first qualify run.
Like I said, you know, that's one of the runs that I think is well-deserved angle-wise.
Let's see this next driver coming all the way from the West Coast. You got number 21, Ken Gushi in the Team Kazama with Power Vehicles Lexus IS 500 F Sports Performance Drift.
IS.
Oh my goodness. I was hyping it up with that pitch drop right there.
It's really hot, so let's go ahead and check out Kenshiro Gushi's run.
Robbie's lost interest here. He's more just, look at that, dipping a tire right there in the 3-2-1 cone, but making it all the way out to that outer zone 1, wrapping it back around to the outer zone 2 here. Nice job in that zone, flicking it back around. Looks like he dipped the tire right there, but making a strong finish through outer zone 4.
Sounds like the car is breaking up though. But let's go ahead and check out this run one more time. I just got to check out where he goes into from the outside zone 3. Once again from the drone view. But he takes a different approach than everybody else. He takes it very wide from the initiation area, going to the outside zone 1. Nice job at outside zone 2. Doesn't get into outside zone 3 too late. But once again, angle-wise, it's very similar score to some of the runs that I've seen previously, but his approach was very different. Now let's going to see how the style judge is going to see that and take that, where he started very wide on the initiation area, going to the outside zone 1.
Nice bird's eye view of his run right there, the smoke trail behind him. Here you go, let's see how it looks with the drone chasing him down. Filling that outer zone right there, bringing it back around to this outer zone 2. Nice job through that zone, getting that tire there. And you can see how deep he was into that outer zone 3. And a smooth finish.
78.
78 for Kengushi.
So his first run, he does make it into the higher end of the 70s, but you know, the car sounds like it's sputtering. So really want to see what's going on with that.
Right there at the line, this man's been stepping it up through the season.
Top 10, boys, top 10.
Right here, number 77, Yusuke Kusaba in the Team Cusco Racing GR86, the other GR86.
I like how you said it. Yusuke Kusaba.
Kusaba, let's go. Here he is coming around. Bringing it into the outer zone 1. Nice job through that zone. And look at that commitment, the throttle commitment all the way through, barely letting go at all through that outer zone 1. Looks like he let off a little through that zone. Yeah, Yusuke Kusaba. Baki is his Instagram, and I believe that's what he has for his sim drifting too.
Not backy, like, you know, throwing in a backy, but a little bit loss of points right here. There's a little, I think that's where the style judge will also dock him from leaving outside zone 3, but that's what I was talking about, where you're not getting right back on throttle at the outside zone 3 area. It does make you waver like that too. So right here, he was a little late going into full throttle there at outside zone 3, but does manage to pull off the run. So let's see what his first score is going to be. I would say overall a little bit better on the angle than some of these drivers that I've seen, the average runs. And I'm saying average run. If it's an average angle, it's about a 23. But here you go.
78.
Another 78 right here by Kusaba. And I'm pretty sure that he could be able to raise the score a little bit more if he did a better job not wavering, leaving outside zone 3 as well. So
exactly. It would have been real solid, but that wavering definitely put a dent in his score. But here we are, this next driver up. Fan favorite on the chat for sure, number 555, Yukio Fausto in the Side X Japan with Cylon tire and Liberty Walk S15. Here he is, bringing in his 3-2-1. Very aggressive driver. Look at that flick right there. That's what Robbie wants to see. The angle, bringing it back around through outer zone 1. Let's see how he's going to transition from this outer zone 2 here. Nice job in that zone, bringing it back around to outer zone 3. And a strong finish, huge angle into that finish line.
So it was very exciting to see, but there was a mistake he made after the initiation. He did have to pull some angle out and a little bit of wavering at the outside zone 1 area. Then he does dip in a little bit too much going to the outside zone 2. Now forcing him to be on a later line going into outside zone 2 and 3. So he couldn't do a hard switchback to the outside zone 3 and 4. So I'd have to say Yukio's run, getting into the run, started off exciting. As he was going through the track, it started to become a little bit more normal. So but he did kick a good amount of angle at a few areas, and I will have to score him accordingly. A little bit better than some of the drivers that we've seen overall.
And here you go, here's the chase down by the drone. Yukio Fausto, he's got a new race suit. He's got it split in half, so it's half Brazilian representing and half Japanese side. So it's pretty cool.
I thought you said he only had half, so his left side there's racing suit, the right side he's naked.
It's not safe. But there you are, there's his fans right there cheering him on here live in this heat, 75 for his first qualify run.
So you can see the line score was, there's a lot for him to work on. But I think currently being in the 70s right now is probably going to solidify his spot in the top 32, because we do have only about 8 cars that are going to be going home here and leaving early this weekend.
All right, here you go, the champ from last year, number 774, Hokuto Matsuyama in his Cusco Racing A90 Supra. Whoa! Wow, coming in real hard right here through that outer zone 1. Nice job. Let's see how he's going to do here on the transition back from outer zone 2 to outer zone 3. Looks like he held a little bit back through that outer zone 3. But man, what a strong start.
Wow, that was very impressive entry. But after that, he does do average on angle, going from outside zone 2 to 3, right here. And right here. Does the switchback is very quick, but the race to angle from one to the other, I'm not going to say it's very big.
We'll see. Yeah, we're down to the top 8 drivers here. There they are, bringing it back around into that finish.
And like we always say, a lot of these drivers, they just seem like they're just rushing through the track. I wish they would take a little bit more time to throw more angle, to make it more dynamic looking.
Yeah, it is a fast track, don't get me wrong, but like Robbie was saying, nice flicks from outer zones 2 to 3 sets them up for that outer zone 4. All right, 76 for his first qualify run for Matsuyama. Now this driver here that Robbie's talking about, he wants some angle. This driver is going to give it to him for sure. Number 111, Tetsuya Hibino.
Here we go. Hibino is exciting. Come on, guys. Let's go. Let's go ahead and check this out.
This man can throw some serious angle. Brand new car for him this year. Look at that. Smoking tires early on. Look at that hard angle right there. Do that 3-2-1, bringing it in, holding it through into that outer zone 1, wrapping it around into this outer zone 2. Nice job. Let's see the flick back. Could have been a little bit deeper through that zone, and here he is finishing strong.
I mean, same. Everybody throws it hard at the entry. Then after that, it becomes average at the outside zone 1 and 2. Like,
yeah, it's been a struggle. See right here, taken away from his angle at outer zone 2. Not as hard as a flick as we're used to seeing, especially the way he did at Fuji whenever he flicked from outer zone 1 to outer zone 2 against the wall. Man threw some serious angle, but unfortunately it looks like he held back a little bit. And like Robbie's saying, I don't know if these drivers are playing it safe for their first qualify run just to see how points are going, or, you know, this is just the way they're running the track, fast, trying to get through it as fast as possible. So there's that bird's eye view right there. We're going to see the chase down from the drone. And there you go. Oh, looks like we got cut off on that replay for the finish. We're going to see what Hibino's going to get. It looks like it probably is going to be another average mid-70s run for him due to the fact that he took away some. There you go. Oh, 81. He had more style right there.
Well, the flick was cool.
Yeah. Oh, at the entry,
but
yeah.
the transition wasn't really.
He held back.
Spectacular, but I mean, I'm not the style judge. So.
Speaking of flick and style, this next driver's got it all.
All right, Mike, let's do this, please.
Number 123, Mad Mike Wadet. Here he is going through the chicane now. Man's been busy all around the world making it happen, and here he is through the 3-2-1. Nice job entering into this outer zone 1 right there, right on the inside edge of that zone, bringing it back around to outer zone 2 here. Let's see the transition back, dipping 2 tires. Oh, and unfortunately unable to hold that through into that outer zone 4.
He went for it.
He really did.
But unfortunately couldn't pull it off. Now, the entry, it's a very subtle entry, and outside zone 1 is probably average, but right here he starts to pour on a lot of angle at outside zone 2. Flicks it hard, but over rotates a little bit too much at the outside zone 3. If he could have pulled that off, that would have been very awesome, but still has a second run, so looking forward to that.
Yeah, and talking to him yesterday during the drivers meeting afterwards, he says he throws down every single time. He just tries to improve his run more and more, and you can see right there, he risked it. He put it all out there. He tried to throw some angle out there.
And then you know what? I think when you're too fixated on just qualifying, you just do a normal run.
Yeah, you
but
take
guys
a lot
like
away.
him throw down and
entertain.
It's risky.
Yes,
it is risky. But you know what? I mean, everybody remembers that more, you know,
Exactly.
like the Ebisu run that he did, going off track. But
Well, let's see how risky this driver is going to be. Number 1 qualifier from last year, Kanta, in his JZX 100 chaser with Linglong Tire Grip.
nice.
Team Orange, he knows this track very well. Whenever he debuted this JZX 100, he was on the podium, and here he is bringing it back around into the outer zone 4.
Thank you.
And he puts that car where it needs to be. And Robbie seems pretty pleased.
You know what? He was off track at the outside zone 2, but he's pouring on the angle throughout the whole track.
Smoke and angle, look at that.
And that's a lot of throttle. If he could have done a switchback a little bit, if the outside zone 2 would have started a little bit and left a little earlier, it probably would have been a little bit better for him, because he did have to go into the outside zone 3 a little bit too late with 2 tires off. But overall, I'm just an angle judge, so what can I say? I don't know what I'm looking at, but I'm just going to score the angle portion of it.
It's wild. The track is still covered in smoke from his smoke trail. Look at that, coming around into that outer zone 2, deep into that zone, bringing it back around deep into outer zone 3.
Yeah, and see, you guys already know. You guys guessing the scores too. You guys already know when you see a run and when you expect a higher score. Everybody's honest, and you know, drifting and the way they drive the car, they don't lie to you. You see them, and when you see the enthusiasm and the hype that the driver throws out to you, you can actually see it.
Naturally, the score is going to increase, and let's see where it's going to put Kanta, and there it is, 88, our top qualifier so far. Man, and we're down to the last 4 drivers of the first round of qualifying. Man, and if this was the knockout qualifying, he'd be sitting pretty nice.
So that's what I want to see. He does have the point deduction from the outside zone as a line, but he sacrificed that for the style and the angle. So hopefully all the drivers watch Kanta's run and say, hey, I want more people doing this.
Exactly. Next at the line is number 31, Koldai Sobagiri with the Shibata Racing Yokohama GR86. He got 3rd last round at Fuji. Let's see how he's going to do today in qualified. VR powered GR86. And here he is, listen to that thing rip into that outer zone 1. Nice job. Bringing it into this outer zone 2, swinging it back around. Nice job, not kicking it off track at all, right on the edge of that outer zone 3. And man, the smoke that he's throwing down is impressive. Look at that angle right there. Through that entry into that outer zone 1, real deep in that zone.
You know what? Maybe I should put an outside zone at the entry from now on, because that seems like everybody wants to throw angle there. Maybe that's where we should, I mean, you know.
I mean, it does kill a lot of the momentum of the track, especially since they're going uphill, but I think that's probably why they're carrying so much momentum. They need to flick it to kind of slow themselves down into that outer zone 1, because it's an uphill battle after that little, what is that called, the bridge, I guess you want to call it. It's uphill battle for them, so they're probably fighting that, and they don't want, I don't know, I guess they can take away from angle easier than trying to add more angle to it. Look at me talking like I know what I'm talking about. Robbie knows what he's talking about.
I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm not even judging. But I know one thing, this sun is really, really beating down on us.
Yeah, I'm slowly migrating further and further back from the table.
All right, so we got a couple of high 80s.
This was a very good run right there. There's the Shibata Motorsports
I think I will
flag.
agree
86 right there for Koldai.
Yeah, so it's the number 2 qualifier currently after Kanta with his 88. We've got Koldai Sobagiri at 86. Now let's see what his mentor, Kohashi, Masanori Kohashi, can do in his GR Supra.
Kohashi sitting 3rd overall right now with 189, bringing it around through the 3-2-1. Ooh, real deep into that zone right there, running that back line of outer zone 1.
Nice.
Not too bad right there through outer zone 2. Nice flick into that outer zone 3.
He had to pull some angle away after. Did he run to the inside?
He did.
After the outside zone 3. Let's go ahead and check that out one more time on the replay. I like the way he carried himself through outside zone 1. Very nice, smooth angle going through outside zone 1. And right here at the outside zone 2, good amount of angle, then flicks it really hard. a little bit, he had to take out angle afterwards a little bit, but overall,
Yeah, it looks like he might have lost a little bit of momentum there, leaving that outer zone 3 from that hard flick, putting him kind of on an inside line like you were saying.
yeah, but he, there's only a handful of drivers that got nearly a perfect at the outside zone 1 area with angle from the beginning to the end.
But I do like his car right here going pretty much 90 there, or not 90, but close to, and then switching it back, same thing.
Yeah, pretty hard.
Yeah.
A little bit of wavering after the outside zone 3, going to the outside zone 4. That would be a style judge deduction, but overall, I would have to say, I mean, I'm guessing it's probably going to be in the 80s.
All right, there you go,
I guess
79. Last 2 drivers here for the first round of qualifying. We're going to see how it's going to be for number 36, Kazumi Takahashi, and the TMS Racing Team Cylon Tire BMW E92, powered by a VR. We're going to see how he does. He got first last round at Fuji, sitting at a 205 overall in the point standing, bringing it into outer zone 1 right there, real deep into that zone. Getting into that real shallow through that outer zone 2, but nice flick through that outer zone 3.
It was a nice flick going from outside zone 2 to 3. Really love that. Good amount of angle out outside zone 1 too. Kind of have to pull it away, leaving the outside zone. I'm sorry, kind of starting to unravel the angle going through the finish line by the outside zone 4 to the right. But overall, I would have to say a fairly good amount of angle score there for Takahashi.
The overview of his run right here. And you can see the smoke trail doesn't stop after that outer zone 1. Continues all the way through. We'll see if it's going to be enough to get him in the 80s, or the top competitor right now, Kanta, with an 88. Right now, if you're just joining us, this is the first round of qualifying. We're down to the last 2 drivers here. There you are, 81 for Takahashi. But yeah, this is round 4 of the 2023 G-Shock Presents Formula Drift Japan Series here at Sportsland Sugo. We all the way up north in the Miyagi prefecture. Last driver of the first round of qualifying, we got right there the points leader, number 771, Hiroya Minoa in the Cusco Racing GR Yaris. Sitting at 212 in his point standing. Didn't podium in round 3, but still was able to hold the top spot in the overall standings. And here he is bringing it around into this outer zone 2 here. Wow. Nice job swinging back around, tipping a tire, but making it happen with the angle right there through that outer zone 3 and carrying it all the way into that finish.
See, the way he finished it off was very nice. He kept the angle going to the finish line, not unraveling it before getting to there. And a good amount at the outside zone 1 and 2 area. Very good job by the points ranking leader. But don't know what the style and line judge has in mind, but I would say average, above average on angle throughout the track.
Yeah, we'll have to see here. You could see wrapping around, nice job flicking it back. Look at that, 90 degrees to the track. And then keeping it all the way through into the finish. Is this gonna be enough to beat the 88-point top score we have right now from Kanta, which Kanta qualified number 1 last year, but Hiroya Minoa is number 1 overall in points this year. So we're gonna see what his first qualifier run's gonna give him. There you go, 83.
All right, so that's an 83 by Minoa, the first run. Let's see what everybody has for the second run. Hopefully, we can see more 80s and maybe even in the 90s for the second run by some of these drivers.
Exactly. It's been a hot, warm day, but you know, myself and Robbie will suffer for the pleasure of seeing a smoke show / amazing driving. And there you go, Sportsland Sugo giving love to FDJ, marking the territory for them. You can see how I'm kind of tilted back, trying to hover away from the sunlight. But yeah, it's beaming down on us. It's beautiful out. Skies are getting clear.
Yep.
Sun's out. Robbie's got shades on.
Yep. So it is getting hot, but we will be right back for more after this short break. We're going to go into the second half of the qualifying that we have today for FDJ. So don't go anywhere.
Bluetooth 搭載 G-SHOCK カシオ The brightness called brilliant, blinding and vivid, Valentine.
「究極の静かさと安全性」「オンロード」「オフロード」世界中で活躍するケンダ、その信頼を支える静音性、安定性と対摩耗性、世界が認めた技術と信頼を街乗りである。高品質と納得の価格、タイヤのポテンシャルをあなたに。ケンダ。
バリのタイヤ。
Ultimate lubricant. Mortis.
What's up, guys? It's Frederick Ospo, and I use RSR suspension on all my drift cars. I love RSR. Iyo RSR Ichiban.
Made in Japan. Breed.
At a brand new bending unit all the way through, just throws a the early
In a world of extremes, this is where they're refined. The real deal. Cusco.
伝統と革新小倉クラッチのテクノロジーを凝縮チャンピオンを取るためのクラッチ小倉レーシングクラッチ ORC
And we're back here for round 4 of the 2023 G-Shock Presents Formula Drift Japan here at Sugo, Sportsland Sugo in the Miyagi prefecture. We're here for qualifying, the second half of qualifying. We already seen the first half. All the drivers got one run, 45 cars out here. And you can see right there on the left-hand side, the point standing on who is on top and what the cutoff is right now. It looks like Kanta is on top at an 88 and the cutoff is sitting at 73 with Kubo. Cub.
Sai. Tan. Meg.
So yeah, you can see early 70s is not the safe spot. That's what we were having early on in the qualify session. So a lot of these drivers that qualified first definitely need to step it up to make it into the top 32. So we have 45 drivers. We're going to be down to 32 for tomorrow's tandem battle.
All right, so starting back up for the second run of the qualifying runs that we have. Let's go. You know, let's get this energy going. I want to see some crazy driving here for the second qualifying run. So let's go ahead and start that off with car number 283, Tsubasa Nagasawa from Hardcore, and Rocket Bunny Racing sitting on an incomplete for his first run.
Coming around that 3-2-1 right there. Different approach, bringing into that 3-2 or that outer zone 1 right there, right in the rumble strip. Into that outer zone 2 to the outer zone 3, dipping a tire. Oh, looked like he had a little bit of a correction, taking back some of that angle through that outer zone 3. But he is definitely going to have a run in the books, but is it going to be enough? Is it going to beat that 73-point cutoff?
Yeah, there was a mistake made by Nagasawa after the switchback here. A little bit shallow on the angle at outside zone 1. Pretty deep angle at outside zone 2, but right there, trying to avoid going 3 tires off. He had to kill the momentum and the angle going to outside zone 3, I think. That's probably what made that look a little weird and awkward.
This is him coming back. We're round 4. He's just coming into the season. They are trying to get this car squared away for the debut. He was in a 4-door R32 last year. Here he is bringing in this coupe. Amazing looking Rocket Bunny kit.
Man, it was a fairly good run up until the outside zone 3 area where he did try to avoid going too wide, and he had to actually cut the angle off.
69, unfortunately, we already saw the cutoff. That's not going to be enough for him.
No, unfortunately, not looking good for Nagasawa, but you know what? You know, this may be the shakedown for him on the new vehicle.
Exactly.
Hopefully he could come back and spring back faster with this team.
Next at the line, a facelift for this vehicle right here, number 39, Konosuke Fujimoto in his D-Dash Racing S15, got a 77 on his first qualify run. And, you know, that may be safe, but it's not safe because you still have another 43 drivers that are going after him. Here he is, nice job. Oh! No. It's very unfortunate for him.
You know, when he's sitting on a 77, he may be safe. Really depends on how these other drivers come up and try to up their scores.
Exactly, because we have a number. It looks like we have 5 incompletes that are going to be coming up. So if they put points on the board higher than a 77, that's going to, you know, eventually knock him out. So we'll see how it's going to be for him.
Got to think positive.
Exactly. That's a clean car, though. I got to say, we went to go check it out yesterday.
Yeah, nice facelift. The
yeah,
car looks good.
we were thrown off by, we were like, man, who's this new driver? Come to find out, it's not a new driver. It was just a facelift on the vehicle. And here we are. Next driver at the line is going to be number 73, Ikuo Saito in his Motis West Auto R35 GTR. 73 was his first qualify run. We're going to see how he's going to do here on his second qualify run. Wrapping it around here through the 3-2-1. Not able to get all the way out to that outer zone 1 there. Real deep through the outer zone 2. Right back around. Riding the edge of outer zone 3 there. Maybe a little better than his first qualify run, but we'll have to see how much, because he got a 73 on his first qualify run. But you can see right here, he misjudged it, took away from that outer zone 1.
Yeah, very shallow at outside zone 1 overall with the line and the angle. But overall, a lot of throttle, gets really thick. The smoke is really thick. Big body GTR, probably only, there's 2 of them in this series.
Yes. And you're pretty experienced. You've been behind the wheel a few of those
big
GTRs,
car.
Yeah.
Big car.
All right, we'll see here. Fans out there fighting for some shade because it's relentless.
And the humidity.
Oh, I know, but we can't complain too much. Tokyo humidity was on another level when we left there. There you go, 72. That's not going to be what he wants. He'll keep his 73, but I believe he was not in that cutoff.
Yeah, it was a 73, so unfortunately, it looks like Saito's weekend is going to be cut short.
So
was it 73?
It was. I got to look if it was Kubo or him because they were both 73. Yeah. But we'll see next right here, number 12. Nagasu Miyagi in the Car Guy Racing 8.6. He's right on that threshold almost with a 74.
A lot of wavering going through outside zone 1.
Here he is coming through outer zone 2. Oh!
Way off at outside zone 3.
Man, that was definitely 3 tires, maybe 4 right there. So that's going to be an incomplete for Miyagi.
So the key to success here is throwing a lot of angle going to outside zone 2, but you got to do it early enough and the right amount where you're a little bit deeper into the outside zone without dipping a tire, and as soon as you're leaving it, you kind of have to flick it pretty hard. So you're not going way too wide on outside zone 3, dipping too many tires.
Yeah, and I feel like Miyagi's definitely been struggling with the wavering situation throughout the season. We'll see if his spotter spotted that too. And, you know, in telling him and, you know, seeing what he sees outside the view of the car. All right, you can see right there, Car Guy Racing support. Looks like the next driver is ready to go at the line. Has a 75 for his first qualify run. It's going to be number 41, Shichi Uemura in the TMS Racing Team Cylon Tire Uemer Sangyo JZX 100 Mark II. Nice aggressive flick through that 3-2-1. Here he is bringing it around. Oh, right on that back edge. Here he is coming back around. Looks like he was going to flick it hard, held back a little, but made it happen. Is it going to be enough to bump that 75-point first qualify run?
Yeah, once again, not much of, kind of just driving right through outside zone one. Not a whole lot of angle there compared to some of these other drivers. And just finishing off the track, like, unwinding the angle at the end. Like, I don't know why some of these drivers do that, because at the end right there on the right side, there's the outside zone 4. And the more they take out from the angle, you're losing more points from the angle score. But
we'll see. I see a lot of mid-70s in the chat right now. He's sitting on a 75. This is it. We're trying to find out who is going to be the top 32 for tomorrow's tandem battles. We already got the results for the round 3 of FDJ2 earlier on today. They had a long, fought-out battle for who was going to win that. A lot of one more times. And there you go, 74. So it looks like his first qualified run is what he's going to bank on. And you can see right there, the spectators out here fighting this sunlight. And like Robbie said, if you're out here tuning into us on live to check out what's going on, but here spectating in person, make sure you hydrate, take care of yourself out there.
all right, so the next driver is supposed to be Takashima, but he is throwing in the towel, and it looks like he is not going to be competing because he's sitting on an incomplete for his first run. Something is wrong with his vehicle, and he is not going to run his second run. So that's it for Takashima.
Yeah, he had to shut down early on in his run after outer zone 1. You heard a little bit of fluttering from his car. So yeah, right there, it looks like it's the hat or the towel's in the, throwing the towel in, but we're gonna be moving on to our next driver sitting at the line right now. It's gonna be number 963, Daichi Mizutani in the Mizutani Motors Maryosha Racing S15. Sitting on an incomplete right now too. All right, leaving the chicane now. Here he is through the 3-2-1, approaching this outer zone 1 here, real deep into that rumble strip, holding on, getting into that outer zone 2. Nice job, switching back around right on the edge of the track for outer zone 3 there. And definitely a huge cleanup from his incomplete he had before. And yeah, that was his half spin that he had through the finish, giving him that incomplete.
Yeah, so once again, as the angle judge, this is a fairly good job overall, but at the end, it looks like it's very close to what we see with some of the other drivers, and getting into that loop again where the angle score is going to be very similar to everybody else.
There he is, the transition back around. Nice flick right there. These are the times that Robbie would really appreciate having the, what is it called? There you go, 77. So there we are, next driver up. Also sitting at a 77 for his first qualified run. You got number 17, Jin Horino in his Good Ride Sports with Tops Racing Mew, BLS S14. Here he is. Looks like he's coming real aggressive this time around. Nothing to lose, sitting on a 77. Oh! But like I said, coming in real aggressive and hot, and he couldn't control his car to get into the outer zone 1, overshooting that zone, having to shut down. But But I was saying before, these are the times that probably Robbie really appreciates the, what is it called, the wing trucks? Because then you could shut down the side wing to kind of give some shade.
We don't have anything that's going to give us a shade. We're just pretty much sitting in the sun. We do have the tent, but yeah, we're sitting on the front edge of the tent, and the sun is coming into here. So, man, it's really blazing hot.
And we're right outside of Outer Zone 1, about 100 feet in the air, looking down at the whole entire track. We have the bird's eye view of all the track, but thanks to our FPV drone guys out there, making it happen, giving us the best view in the house through the replays.
Looks like there's a cheerleader for Horino out here, because I know he's from Akita, which is, you know, a prefecture near here. So, yeah, he must have a good amount of fans out here.
All right, this next driver sitting on a 78 right now, been here since day one, every round, number 38, Tadahito Fukada. He's in the Tanaba SSR Team Dunlop JZX 100 Mark II. All right, he had a very safe run on his first qualify run, but he's been very consistent with safe runs. We're going to see something aggressive this time. See if he can bring it out of the bag. Here he is, bringing it around to Outer Zone 1. Taking a little bit of angle out of that Outer Zone 1, but here he is. Let's see the switch back into this third Outer Zone. Dipping 2 tires right there, getting right back on it. But is it going to be enough?
A good amount of angle, but I would have to say the pace, and not a whole lot of throttle either. He's kind of feathering the throttle throughout the track. Now I have to see how late he is going into the outside Zone 3 area, because he does hang outside Zone 2 a little bit too long. It does a switch back a little too late at the outside Zone 3 area as well. But overall, he does have a good amount of angle throughout outside Zone 2 area, so he does get a little above average score as the angle judge. But really depends on what he does and how much points he gets for the line scores.
There you go, 73 for his second qualify run. So it looks like he's going to be keeping that first qualify, taking it into the top 32. All right, looks like we're getting the start for this next driver. You got number 19, Yuchi Amagai in the Good Ride Motorcycles with Perfect Style S15. 67 was his first qualify run. Definitely not safe in getting him into the top 32. There he is, wavering a little through that Outer Zone 1, bringing it back around to the Outer Zone 2 here. Flicking it back, nice on the edge of that Outer Zone 3, but looks like he held back after he did that flick.
Yeah, once again, same as his first run. And I wish his spotter would tell him, you know, he does this flick a little too late. He goes into outside Zone 3 late. So I can't give him a good angle score there, and very shallow going to the outside Zone 2 as well.
So we'll have to see here. We'll be waiting for his score. Is it going to be bettering his first qualify run with the 67? Those of you viewing, you guys saw the chat. If you want to check out what order we're in or where we're at in the standings for qualify, right there on the top, there's a tab in the chat section. You can click on that. It'll give you a bracket on who's up next. And there you are, 74. So yeah, he'll go ahead and take that 7-point increase. But yeah, you can follow us live, see what's going on. I've seen all the guesses so far. They've been pretty spot on what these judges are calling for each of their runs. But here we are, next driver sitting at a 78. You have number 8, Roy Okabe and his Team Kazama with Power Vehicles JZX 100 Mark II. Here he is coming around the 3-2-1. Nice job there. Looks like he's taking a different approach, real inside, but no. Washed out after that inside portion, approaching that Outer Zone 1. Robbie knows I'm a big fan of the Mark II.
My ears, we have these headsets on, and it feels like my ears are melting off right now.
I wish you guys could all be here to just see how miserable Robbie is. The man's wearing dark black jeans.
Yeah, and see, I want to wear shorts up here, but they have these bugs up here.
Oh, yeah.
That they chew you up, and it, like,
Destroys
and,
you, yeah.
It destroys you, so I don't want to get bit by those. Because every time I wear shorts before, previous years, I would get bit by those. I wear pants, but now, you know, it's
blazing hot out. But here we are, next driver at the line, ready to go. Has a 75 right now, number 620, Hideoka in the HRK Rapid 86. Here he is, bringing it around the bend here, climbing up this hill into the outer zone 1. Filling that zone, bringing it back around through the outer zone 2 here. Not bad. Oh, looks like he took a little bit away from that flick from the transition from outer zone 2 to outer zone 3. Here's the replay. Filling the zone, riding the rumble strip.
I mean, once again, another, you know, average angle run by Hideoka. Not, like you said, you know, not a hard flick. Just kind of taking it safe, and
there's the replay. $77. So 2-point increase for him. But yeah, we are following the chat. Let me see who's going up next. Number 69, Kei Murikami. He's sitting on a 69 for overall in his first qualified run. He's in the Village Up KGX 100 Mark II. We are tuning into the chat. Yes, Robbie's melting away. His brain cells are melting, and here he is. Checking out this next run. Murakami, nice job through that outer zone 1, bringing it into this outer zone 2 here. Dipping at 2 tires right there, coming off track. Oh, and making it incomplete with 3 tires off. 69 is not going to be enough, so that's probably going to wrap him up for the weekend.
unfortunate, but yeah, when you drive to each turn or zone and don't have the next one in mind, you kind of stick with it. Like, he was stuck at outside zone 2, didn't do a switchback quickly, which pushed him to the line where he does go off 3 tires at the outside zone 3. So you have to plan ahead and react ahead for these tracks.
Exactly, and yeah, I'll get that fan out of my mic because they were like, man, that fan's really blown in the mic.
Yeah, I'm sorry, guys. I moved it. Let me move it back.
No, you're good. All right, next at the line, sitting on a 62, not going to be safe for him, number 75, Koji Nagase. And the Team Kazama with Power Vehicles Lexus IS350C. Here he is. His car sounded kind of off. We're going to see how he's going to perform here. Leaving that 3-2-1. Oh, yeah, it looks like he was holding back after that 3-2-1 initiation. And you can see how outer zone 1, he was unable to make it. Huge correction, straightening up. Very unfortunate.
There. Fan is out of the way.
But now,
we are sacrificing ourselves for you guys.
So you
just to let you know. Just to let you know.
You don't hear the crazy winds. Hey, you're not sweating just yet, so you're good.
Oh, no, I don't have to sweat. I already have a layer of sweat that's on my skin. So it doesn't even look like it's sweating. It's very sticky.
You're just sheening?
Yes.
Nice.
Oh.
Unfortunately, this driver was not sheening for his first second qualify run, and he's unfortunately going to be going home on a 62. That's not enough. 73 was a cutoff. It might have changed definitely. But this next driver, he's sitting on an incomplete, so he needs to step it up. He needs to get a run in the books. Number 83, Chim Benjamin in the Team Kazama with Power Vehicles. And man, he doesn't want to just go home yet. He came all the way from Singapore. He wants to throw it out there. He wants to get in the top 32 battle. Oh! And once again, same thing he did on his first qualified run. He overshot that outer zone 1 right there. Not sure what's going on. And this is definitely not like him. He usually gets at least one solid good run in the books, but he usually goes wild on the second. But yeah, I don't know. It's a struggle this weekend for him. And yeah, it's going to be a short weekend.
Yeah, it's pretty much, overshot outside zone 1. Not looking good for Benjamin.
Yeah. Alrighty. Waiting for the next driver. He's pulling up right now. But yeah, the fan was actually nice because it had an AC unit behind it. So it was blowing ice cold air. Because they were like, oh, you had hot air blowing on you. So
yeah.
Thanks for sacrificing.
It's okay. For the fans.
Fans for the fans. And here we are, the next driver up, sitting on a 61, number 33, Shigeisa Sasayama in the DSL.com Lexus RC 340 F-Spec. Here he is, bringing it around. Is it too much? Is it too? Oh, it was too much right there.
You can kind of tell from the initiation.
Yeah, I don't know if he changes the initiation from his first qualified run, but yeah, he didn't want to. You don't want to be there.
No.
Yeah, that's Sasayama's new car this year. Beautiful car, but unfortunately, and I mean, he was killing it the first, 2 rounds, and it looks like this track is a struggle for him. I want to say this is probably one of our, more intense, high-intensity tracks that we have.
Oh, wow, what is that? What is this?
That breeze?
Yeah, this is a natural breeze coming from the left of us. And it feels really good. I'm sorry, guys.
Robbie just woke up. Hey, Grandpa, way to wake up.
It was a nice breeze.
I know. All right, next at the line is number 30. He's already ready to go. Takumi Sato in the Team Kazama with Power Vehicles JZX 100 Chaser. This man's sitting on a 74. Needs to increase that points. Look at that. Oh, dipping 2 tires though right there, but trying to be really aggressive. Man's at the closest track that he's competing in this series. He's all the way from Hiroshima, bringing it back around to this outer zone 4 to the finish. But I don't know. It's probably not going to be enough to bump the 74-point first qualify run. But hey, let's see what the judges have.
Yeah, there was a little bit of wavering when he was leaving outside zone 3. I like the way he throws a lot of angle at outside zone 1, but he does dip a few tires. And right at the outside zone 2 area, throws a good amount of angle, but does dip 2 tires at outside zone 3 and has to waver coming off of the zone. So let's go ahead and see if that's going to be good enough to give him or put him in a good position here for the qualify, because he's sitting on a 74 for now. And I remember, his earlier run, the angle score was pretty good, but then it looked like he did lose some points at the
75. Looks like he's going to get a 1 point increase.
Got a 1 point increase.
Oh man, yes, give me the good answers here.
What do we got here? So yeah, this question.
If you could gift Robbie and Kenny one thing, what would you get them? Bug spray, sunscreen, or an ice cold beer?
Yo, you know what the answer should be right now, right?
All right, here we are. Next driver sitting on 78. You got number 870, Akihiro Hanawa in the T-Square with Good Ride DGR.
Z4.
Speedmaster Z4, and here he is ripping into this outer zone 1, dipping 2 tires, putting it all on the line, sitting at a 78. He wants to make it higher. Robbie's liking the angle. Here he is ripping through outer zone 3 to the outer zone 4.
Yeah, and did you see how it was? It was a lot of throttle.
Oh yeah, commitment and everything.
He was off on track. He got dipped a few tires here and there. And that is not good, but he is taking style and the angle over the line scores.
But yeah, what I gotta say is the spot he was in outer zone 1, that's a very dangerous spot because those, what is it called? The rumble strip, very aggressive rumble strips on this track. So very impressive for him to hold and stick through that drift in outer zone 1.
Oh, it's the same. So he had a 78 earlier, now he gets a 78.
Looks like the poll standing says ice cold beer.
Thank you.
That is exactly what Robbie
I would
wants.
love that. I think Sean would love that too.
I'll take
ice
that
cold
too.
Beer. He said he just needs ice cold something.
Anything. So here we are. This next driver, he did an impressive job. Got an 80 on his first qualify run. Now he's going up for his second qualify run, number 212, Yutaro Oe in the Awa Tire Racing FD3S. And here he is, bringing it into outer zone 1 here. Getting right on it. Blaze it through, chopping a tire, but committing to it, holding on to it through this outer zone 2, not able to make it all the way out.
No.
Oh, and way too far into the outer zone 3. And man, it looked like he was just throwing out because I don't think he let go of the throttle the whole entire way from outer zone 1.
He had an on button and he just pushed it.
He just said go.
And it just turned on and then he just stayed in it.
I'm okay with that then.
Yeah,
hey,
that was pretty cool.
That was entertaining.
That was really exciting to watch. Unfortunately, that was going to be an incomplete because of the 3 tires off at outside zone 3. If he was able to pull that off, that would have been pretty cool.
Yeah, sitting on an 80, it's pretty safe. So he was just like, you know what? I'm going to throw it all out there for the fans. But yeah, definitely loving the chat today. Thank you all out there for chiming in, you know, giving us some love. Time and time again, I'm happy.
He keeps reading it, and he doesn't even share it with me. And he just keeps looking and reading and smiling.
Robbie's miserable, so you know.
He should talk more about it. So let's see what everybody's talking about.
Well, till then, Robbie's going to look while I check this out. Number 80, Yuta Komatsu. Komatsu Racing Lexus IS 75 is what he's sitting at. Look at that. Coming around with the initiation through that 3-2-1. Bringing in that outer zone 1. Dipping a tire. But
a little bit of wavering.
He's got to hang on to this through this outer zone 2. Here's the switchback we need to see into this outer zone 3. Holding back right there a little bit, but filling that zone and that outer zone 4 right there to the finish.
Yeah, so that was a wavering, leaving outside zone 2 to 3, or I'm sorry, 1 to 2 area. And it looked like he was throwing a lot of angle at the outside zone 1 area, then doesn't really commit to it at outside zone 2, loses angle at outside zone 3, and kind of just finishes off the track.
Yeah, I'm surprised because we saw a phenomenal job by him during practice. You guys could go to his social media, look up Yuta Komatsu. You'll see what he posted on how good he was killing this track.
But that's how it is, though.
I know.
Really, I mean, I've seen so many drivers. Everybody watches driver and says, man, he's killing it. He's good. But it all comes down to these 2 qualifying runs that you had. Can they do the best they can at the qualify, or is it for practice? Let's say if I did one good run out of 100 and you saw it, you'll be like, yo, Robbie, you're bad.
Mamma Jamma.
Yeah,
Mamma Jamma.
But if I can't do it at qualify, it doesn't mean anything.
Exactly. That's the struggles right here with competition like this.
That's the hard truth of life. And yeah, just checking out some Japanese scenery here. I don't know what to say.
Canola Oil Girls, there you go. 77. 2-point increase for Komatsu. So yeah, here we are. Next up, got a 78 on his first qualify run. Number 5, Tomoki Tanaka in the V-Style Good Ride with Tetsuji and JZX 100. Like I was talking, this thing's a very aggressive looking car and a very aggressive driver right there. Nice job. Nice approach into that outer zone 1, leaving that outer zone 1. Whoa. Dipping 2 tires, but look how much angle he's carrying through, but not able to hang on to that with the switchback to that outer zone 3. But nice clean finish for outer zone 4.
Yeah, he did a little bit too much at outside zone 2 with the tires. And, you know, a good amount of angle at outside zone 1, but outside zone 2, really nice angle, but he keeps keeping the rear out, comes back, comes a little short on angle at outside zone 2, or I'm sorry, at 3, and finishes off. But, yeah, if he was able to pull that off and do a transition a little bit earlier.
So we'll see what the score is going to be. But yeah, I saw the comment asking if I'm the one that's typing. I can't type that fast on this. No, we have you know, FDUS, they support us. They make it happen. Joyce is over there staying up long hours with us, hanging out with us.
Love you.
She's the one that's putting up these charts for y'all. 75 is what he's going to get. So 78, his first qualifier run is what he's going to carry forward. But, yeah, she's putting all this stuff together for y'all, answering y'all's questions, getting everything down, putting these polls together. So thank you, Joyce. You're the unsung hero for the chat for sure.
Yes.
Next at the line, number 770, Yoshitatsu Kaneda in the Cusco Racing GR86, sitting on a 72. Not safe at all. Like I said, he's been struggling. He needs to get it together. He needs to make it happen. He needs to throw down right here. Coming into this outer zone 1. Oh, and early on right there, you could see the third tire possibly popping out into that outer zone 1. And this might be a short weekend for Kaneda. We'll have to take another look at that outer zone 1.
Yeah, so let's go ahead and see where he goes on the outside zone 1. Yep, that's going to be an incomplete.
Yeah, very unfortunate. 74 last time we checked at the break was the cutoff. He's got a 72 on his first qualify run. And yeah, it's unfortunate.
And I just hope if he was able to give it more angle to keep the car from going off, because he runs a shallower angle throughout the track. Now he has to get a little used to trying to be able to throw more angle. That's going to keep the car from going off track. Maybe he wouldn't have had 3 tires off.
I liked him in his last 8.6 that he was running before he got in the GR86.
Yes.
He was a lot more aggressive, a lot more cleaned up and put together. So we'll see if he can clean it up. But till then, we got to see this driver clean it up. Yukio Matsui in his brand new F22 BMW. Powered by LS. Look at that flick right there into the 3-2-1. Let's see if he can carry it through real deep into the outer zone 1. But holding on, looks like he pinched himself off right there. And yeah, it's just getting sloppy from there. Oh, needs to hang on to it. He's got a 76. We'll see if that's going to be safe for him or not.
Yeah, that might be an incomplete anyways because it's an unchaseable lead. Going off the track at outside zone 1, then very shallow on the inside at outside zone 1 to 2. Way off track here. Not a good transition. Line all over the place. We're just going to probably call that an incomplete because I know for sure that that's not going to be better than a 76-point run.
Oh, yeah, for sure. All right, you can see right there.
Yeah, we talk about like when there's multiple mistakes that are made on the track, you can actually talk about bringing in, an unchaseable lead run where he did cut off the lead run would have cut off the chase run from the outside zone 1 to 2 area. He had to fix his angle, then he went off track at outside zone 2, way off, threw a lot of angle, came back in, didn't do a clean switchback, etc., etc. So he does have a 76. Hopefully that's going to be good enough to put him through.
Let's see this next driver on an incomplete. Xia Chang Hao and his Linglong Tire Drift Team Orange Asia R35 Skyline. Here he is bringing it back around. Dipping a tire right there, but bringing it back into this outer zone 3 here, cleaning his run up a lot more than he had before on his first qualify run. Because he had a huge struggle from outer zone 2 to outer zone 3, the transition on his first qualify run, giving him the incomplete.
Yeah, so I'm not going to say he is pouring on a lot of angle through outside zone 1. Outside zone 2, he does a good job, but he does stay at the outside zone 2 a little bit too long, which makes him a little late going into the outside zone 3 area. So this is going to hurt him on his angle score as well, but really not sure what the style and the line judges are going to be giving him. But, he is sitting on a incomplete, so definitely would like to be in the mid-70s, but 72. I am not sure if that's going to be good enough to make it.
Yeah, I think you're right, Robbie. So we're going to have to see.
Man.
Till then, next driver is up, sitting on a 70, not safe at all.
He did fairly well at the Ebisu round, right?
Yes, he did. He moved on into the top 16, but unfortunately he got knocked out, I think, at grade 8.
Grade 8, right?
Yeah. But they said, yeah, exactly. We'll talk more about that, but Katsuhiro Meguro's up. He's got a 70. He's in the JZX 100, Mark II. Looks like he's taking a more aggressive approach into this outer zone 1. Filling that zone right there, right on the rumble strip, bringing it back around into this outer zone 2. And you can see how he let off leaving that outer zone 1 to try to make sure he fills that zone from the outer zone 2, but we'll see.
Yeah, I mean, all I can say is very shallow on the angle throughout the whole track, and that is not what we want to see. The drivers that are getting their 80s and high 80s, they do throw a good amount of angle throughout the track, so not even at just initiation. A lot of these guys are putting a lot of power and force and concentration into the initiation, but they do have to realize you have to finish the track.
Yeah.
And it's the whole track that's going to give you the whole total of score, not just initiate. Some of these guys just come in and do a hard flick, and the rest of the way it's just kind of like blah.
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know?
For sure. There you go, 73. So a little bit of a points bump, but it's not going to be enough because 73 was the cutoff. We'll see. All right, next up is going to be number 666, Shoichi Mano in the Victor Racing with Chari Boy style 1VS, sitting on a 75. Getting close to that threshold of the cutoff. Here he is approaching the 3-2-1. Nice job there, bringing it around into this outer zone 1. Giving commitment into this outer zone 2. Let's see the flick back around through the outer zone 3. A little bit outside, and here he is finishing strong, filling the zones. Maybe a tire off at outer zone 3, but very aggressive.
So I had to give Mano the same score as he did earlier with the angle, but it's not a whole lot either. I mean, it's a good amount, and I would have to say it would be probably somewhere around the average, but it looks like the capacity of his vehicle, and he's kind of maxed out on what he can do with the car because of the abilities of the car. Maybe it's the power or the grip, or I'm not sure what it is. But, you know, it's almost like watching just drifting.
And there you are, 76. So it looks like he got a 1-point increase. He's looking pretty safe, but that's close to the cutoff at a 73. All right, next car is pulling up to the line right now. This is the first ever FDJ2 champ, number 61, Mao Yamanaka in the Good Ride Motorsports A90 Supra. He's got a 79. We're going to see what he's going to do. How wild is he going to get on this second run? Yamanaka's been doing a lot of that sim driving. Let's see if it's paid off for him. Here he is, bringing it around to the outer zone 1 here. Nice job filling that zone, stretching it back around into this outer zone 2. Right on the inside edge, bringing it back to outer zone 3. Not super extreme, pretty safe on the transition from 2 to 3.
Yeah, pretty much got the same score as an angle score from the last run for Yamanaka. So depending on what the style score and the line score is, if he's tidying that up, it might make a difference, but it might land him somewhere in the similar area and score.
So we'll see here. You can see the bird's eye view of how he landed himself in each of these zones. There's outer zone 1, bringing it back around to the outer zone 2. A little shallow there, real deep into that outer zone 3. So we'll see canola oil right there.
Wow.
83. 4-point increase for Mao. All right, here we are next at the line. Teammate of Mao is going to be number 530, Wataru Masuyama in the Good Ride Motorsports GR Yaris, sitting on at 82. As he going to one-up his teammate and beat that 83 that he's got? We'll see here. He does a pretty phenomenal job placing this car where it needs to be, but we want to see some angle out of this GR Yaris. And look at that right there, approaching that outer zone 1. Real deep, dipping a tire right there in the outer zone 1, coming back around to outer zone 2 here. Nice, huge flick, dipping 2 tires, but bringing it back around into this outer zone 4. Yeah, I see y'all out there. It's 4:15 out here. What time is it all around the world? Look at this replay. Coming back around. Unfortunately, dipping that tire, but trying to give a nice hard flick into that outer zone 3. We got 7 p.m. out there, 1:14 a.m. Hats off to y'all for sticking with us all around the world, how late it is or how early it is. But yeah, coming out here, checking out these 45 drivers. That's 90 runs that you guys are checking out. 77 right there. So 82 is going to be what he's going to take to the top 32. But yeah, that's 90 runs you're watching to seeing who's going to get the top 32 spots for tomorrow's tandem battles. All right, next at the line, he's sitting also at a 77. Not looking pretty. Oh, he's looking okay, but not 100% solid is number 100, Andrew Gray, in the Team Kazama Power Vehicles JZX 100 Mark II. He probably watched the chat, listened to what he needs to fix, and here he is coming out. Let's see him repair the damage that he said. Not sounded too clean, but right there you can see outer zone 1. It looks like he possibly dipped 2 tires and then losing it right there. See, he's got that. Ooh, he smoked himself out right there.
Yeah, so it looks like there was 3 tires off at the outside zone 1, so that's already an incomplete right there by Andrew Gray. But carrying through a lot of angle, but doing a switchback a little too late where his vehicle gets a little stuck into the dirt, in the sand. I'm not sure if he's able to move or he can't move.
I'm not sure. It looks like he smoked himself out a little, so he couldn't see anything for visibility. But look at that tough Kazama Auto body kit right there, taking all the brunt.
Came to a stop, so.
Oh, there he goes.
He's able to get out.
4-wheel drive, kicked it in 4-wheel drive, and here he is, pulling out 77. Seems pretty safe. Not 100% sure, don't quote me on it. But hopefully we'll see Andrew Gray, 4-time champ, in the top 32 fight here at Sportsland Sugo. All right, next sitting at the line is going to be number 37, Koichi Yamashita, in the TMS Racing Team Silent Tire E92 BMW, sitting on an 82. Still got his 2J, but unfortunately he's in a different chassis. He's been in a JCX 100 for the last 3 years or more. Got a new chassis, new color to him, and here he is bringing around outer zone 2 to outer zone 3. Nice transition back around. Little late through that outer zone 3, but tried to flick it.
And you know, the Japanese side live stream is like, oh, this is very good. I don't agree because it's late into outside zone 2, then gets into outside zone 3 late.
But yeah, you guys are hearing it. I mean, Robbie's judging, he's talking to Sean to see what Sean's seeing also. So you guys are getting firsthand on what these judges are seeing and explaining to y'all exactly what's getting put for the points and the justification behind it. Because if I was justifying it, you guys would be like, what is this guy talking about? All right. Silent Tire team right there. His first run for Yamashita was 82. Was that run enough to bump his 82-point score? There you go, 79. So we're gonna have to stick with his first qualified run as an 82. So next, sitting at the line, ready to go, sitting on a 77 is gonna be number 3, Takatoshi Imamaida in the 5X tire Navigate S14. Looks like Imamaida is ready, waiting to get the clear and the go-ahead from go-ahead. Robbie's given a little bit of explanations to make sure what's going on with the PA system and they're announcing the right things. Because at the end of the day, these drivers are listening to the PA system and what these guys are saying. If they're saying it's a phenomenal run.
All right, so I'm trying to, I know the good line to run. I'm not going to say it now because it's not going to be fair for all the drivers, but I will go ahead and tell you at the end of this, how can I say it? I'm going to I'll give you the answer to how to run the right line here because everybody's off the line, so everybody's pretty much going a little bit too deep at outside zone 2. Then the transition gets too late, and by the time they hit outside zone 3, they're not even fully transitioned yet. So how are we supposed to even give them an angle score? I mean, we could even give them an incomplete because that's opposite drift.
Yeah, they're missing half of the zone itself.
I mean, you can't just go out and do what you like. We are putting these zones out to say, hey, drive here. We want you to drive here. It's like everybody's just kind of doing their own thing. So nothing else to say right now.
That's what makes it a competition right there, is making sure they hit the zones. And it's not going to be easy at this professional level that they're in. But let's see how Imamaida is going to do this time around. Through the 3-2-1 now into this outer zone 1 here. Ooh, dipping a tire right there, riding the edge with his front left, bringing it back around to this outer zone 2, just skimming that zone, and outer zone 3. It looks like he cleaned up from his last run, the 2-3 zone, but the outer zone 1, he kind of overshot it, or he did overshoot it.
All right, unfortunately, after we watch the replays, he's going to have to bank on the 77 because that was 3 tires off at the outside zone 1. His front left tire was exceeding. And we're even, that's a buffer zone where the drivers are able to drive over the rumble strip. That's a buffer zone. And pretty much, when you're going over the rumble strip with 3 tires, that's already pretty much way off track.
Yeah.
So unfortunately, that's going to be an incomplete for Imamaida.
All right, there you are, the official incomplete. All right, next driver up. You have number 311, Naoto Suenaga. He's sitting on an 80 right now. He's in the Atlas Tire Drift Team Fukushima RZ34 Fairlady Z. It's got the 400Z facelift, 370Z chassis, VR power, bringing it around through that outer zone 1 right there. He's sitting on an 80. He has nothing to lose here, right on the edge there of the outer zone 3, bringing it into this outer zone 4 in the finish.
All right, Suenaga isn't a driver that usually kicks out a lot of angle. So I'd have to say the angle portion of it is average, but he does have a lot of throttle, runs a pretty good line. So all in all, it's probably going to be a fairly good score for him. Even though he's sitting on an 80 right now, he knows what to do, and he knows his style and he could bring on his style into, you know, our judging system to see
Getting
put himself, he knows how to put himself into the qualify.
We'll see here. But yeah, you can see the pylons are bumped back. They've been bumped back for the last 2 seasons due to the simple fact of they know the placement's, I believe, 1 meter, 2 meters back from the original placement of them right up against the track. And it's been explained over and over during drivers' meetings that they need to know the placement of their cars and where they're at. Situational awareness, 82, so there you go, 2-point increase. Situational awareness, where they're at on the track and placing the car.
Are going through our drivers here, the 45 drivers. We're almost down to like 15 of them.
Here we are, number 58, Kazuhiro Kubo. He was the cutoff point. He ain't sitting safe, and here he is putting down a run, hitting that zone right there, bringing it back around into this outer zone 2, swinging it back, outer zone 3, right on the edge right there. Check out the replay, bringing it in.
Yeah, so it's like, you know, a very clean run, but once again, kind of just rushing through a little late at the transition, I think, going to the outside zone 3 area. But a very clean run by Kubo. Not a whole lot of lock on the angle.
We'll see here, there you go, 78. So 5-point increase for Kubo, possibly securing a safe spot in top 32. Next at the line, you got number 56, Ming Ming, coming all the way out from Thailand, Mr. DIY Linglong Tire Drift Team Orange in his S15. I just went to Thailand, beautiful country, had an amazing time.
Wow, you should have hit up Ming Ming.
I know, I was going to. No, but it looked like he was busy, and here he is coming out. Nice job there, getting right back on the throttle through the 3-2-1. Hopefully everything is looking right for him, bringing it back. Oh, man, 81 might be what he has to take. It might have been 3 tires off there in outer zone 3.
Yeah, it's going to be a 3-tire off at the outside zone 3. And this time it didn't look like he was kicking a lot of angle at outside zone 2. He looked like he was a little bit more, more of a subtle run through that area, so not as dynamic as we saw in the first run.
We'll see Team Orange right there, Mr. DIY, making it happen, but not making it happen on that run right there. But 81 is very safe right now. And here we are, next driver coming all the way out from the West Coast. Hopefully we have some West Coast people out there staying up to cheer him on. Number 21, Ken Gushi, in the Team Kazama Power Vehicles Lexus IS 500 F Sport. And here he is, sitting on a 78. Smoke trail starting early right there through that outer zone 1, bringing it around into this outer zone 2 here. Real deep into that zone, flicking it back around. Nice job. Not falling off track right there into the outer zone 4.
That was pretty good.
He definitely cleaned up, and he's probably listening to you on the live stream on what he needed to improve on and make better.
Yeah, the max angle isn't a whole lot from the outside zone 1 and 2 area, but it was a very clean flick. He kept it really compact. It was nice, quick, and I love. This must be one of the good outside zone 3s and 4s that I've seen in the previous runs. I wish he had a little bit more angle at outside zone 2, but overall, I would say not bad at all. But you know, that I'm just talking about the angle portion of it.
We'll see here. We got some mid 80s.
Yeah, I mean,
come out to the event, get one of these flags.
Yeah, it's free.
With a purchase, I believe.
Yeah. Is it a?
There you go, 84.
Oh, there you go, 84.
Definitely securing his spot into the dance of the top 32.
Yeah, so flicking it hard and keeping it at that angle is very, very important. And I think that goes for any track.
Exactly.
Anywhere in the world with that piece.
All right, 78 also for this individual. Number 77, Yusuke Kusaba in the Team Cusco Racing GR86. Here he is bringing it into this outer zone 1.
Ooh, nice.
And you can hear him right there, relentless on the throttle, bringing it into this outer zone 2 there, flicking it back around, dipping a tire, but still wavering a little bit, but holding on to it into that outer zone 4 to the finish.
Yeah, there was a little bit of a wavering. Man, if he could clean that up. That was a pretty clean run by Kusaba. And I like the way, he didn't do a crazy flick, but it was a high rate of angle from outside zone 2 to 3. He does dip a few tires there. There's going to be a deduction there, but let's see how that's going to affect his score overall. Right now, he's sitting on a 78, so let's see if that's going to better it.
Exactly.
I think that might be better than a 78. But
here we go. They do too. The Cusco Racing girls, they're hoping that it's better, also better than the 78. And it's funny, I see the chat. Oh, there you go, 82. And you were right, it is better. Unfortunately, Robbie is not in this chat. He doesn't have his phone out or nothing. He doesn't have time. His brain's melted anyways. So yeah, all he's doing is focusing on these runs and, helping me make it feel like I'm not talking to myself. But here we are.
Who are you talking to, Kenny?
This next driver right here.
All right,
fan
let's go.
favorite right here, Yukio Fausto in the Side X Japan with Cylon tire and Liberty Walk S15. Let's see this aggressive flick right here through that 3-2-1, carrying it through into outer zone 1 here. A little shallow in that outer zone 1, but holding on to it into this outer zone 2. Nice job through outer zone 2, bringing it back around, dipping 2 tires, wavering a little after that outer zone 3. I don't know if it's going to be enough to bump his 75-point score, because he struggled last time in that outer zone 1, try to get all the way outside.
Yeah, he wavered a lot, didn't make it to the outside zone 1. I think he's concentrating on flicking it really hard at initiation, but I think that's a way to get some style score, but if you're going to sacrifice a lot of it, the line is very, very important because, starting from the beginning, running the right line will get you, a slightly higher score, but he did kind of come short on the outside zone 1 area, so hopefully got the kids out there waving.
The Fausto fans right there, 72. But hey, 75 is what he has. And 73 was the cutoff at the half. It's getting close.
Yep, it's getting close. But we did have a lot of 73s, so who knows? We'll see. And this driver as well has a 76 for his first run. He's last year's champ, Hokuto Matsuyama. Let's see if he can better his score right here.
Yeah, he's going to have to. 74, I don't think is going to make it for him. Hokuto Matsuyama in the Cusco Racing 890 Super. Look at that hard flick right there, right on the throttle, able to make it all the way. That's what we're talking about, bringing it back around into this outer zone 2.
Go.
He hasn't let go of the throttle yet. There he goes, just letting off just a little bit, keeping it in track through outer zone 3. Oh my gosh, and killing the limiter all the way through the finish. This man is wild.
All right, so what I have to see, the only thing he has is he did hang at outside zone 2 a little too long to show the angle, gets into the outside zone 3 a little bit late, and I have to deduct him for the angle on that, but overall, I would have to say very, very impressive run.
Yeah, very exciting, and you can hear it, especially those of you out here. Amazing job. There you are, another pull going on.
Yeah, that was a pretty hard flick at entry, and minus I gave you a hint on the score because I do have to deduct a fair share amount at the outside zone 3 area because he was late into the transition. It's all up to the line and the style judge. Yep.
We'll see here. There's a poll right now. Go vote. Do you think there's going to be a driver out here that's going to be Kanta? Because we're coming down to the wire here. There you go, 84.
Better than his 76,
10-point
way
increase.
better.
He is safe.
Yep.
Safe, safe, safe. We got 7 more drivers. Are one of these 6 drivers, besides Kanta being the 7th one, are they going to be able to beat his top score of an 88?
And we got Hibino coming up, and after Hibino, we still got Mike Widet that's sitting on an incomplete.
Exactly, and here we are. Huge angle thrower right here, number 111, Tetsuya Hibino in the Good Ride Motorsports RZ34. Bringing it in right there. Nice job. Oh, he's hanging on to it right there, making it happen. Coming around into this outer zone 2. Flicking it back. Look at that flick right there. Holding on to it into the outer zone 4 into the finish.
Nice job by Hibino, a nice flick. His outside zone 1 was very, very deep in angle. Now, after that, the outside zone 2 angle isn't as deep as what I've seen from some other drivers, but the flick right there, full score for angle almost in the second half of the run. So a little late at the outside zone 3 area once again. Let's go ahead and check this out one more time. Want to double check here. I'm showing Kenny right now. This is the beginning of the outside zone 3. We would like the car to be pretty close.
Yeah, he's pretty close on that, but I mean, that's one of a select few that have been able to make it, have that early initiation, not early initiation, that
earlier
start.
Transition,
yeah, that early transition to the start of outer zone 3.
So once again, the key to making that work with a lot of angle, you have to leave outside zone 2 early as possible with a lot of angle. Because a lot of people hang it out a little bit too long, or you're gonna have to run a shallower
Ooh, he just missed it with an 87. Oh, sitting in second right now for sure.
Wow,
but
somebody guessed that right.
I'm not holding my breath because right now you got number 1, 2, 3, Mad Mike Widet and the Team Magic with Red Bull.
All right.
Going now. Man's been all around the world making things happen, making records happen. Let's see if he can make a record happen right now. Beating Kanta with an 88, and here he is coming out real aggressive through that 3-2-1 into this outer zone 1. Throttle all the way, hasn't let go, still pushing into this outer zone 2 there, bringing it back around into this outer zone 3. Nice job there, nice clean run. And he's trying to secure a spot into this top 32.
I like the way he did take outside zone 1, but it was kind of similar to Hibino, where after that he kind of unwinded the angle, didn't make it all the way out to the outside zone 2, but tries to fill the last 2 zones as well. And I would have to say, overall, he started off with a pretty spiky amount of angle at the beginning, but he kind of settled with a very average score for the angle. But now it's all up to the style, a lot of throttle, and where he was on the line, where he had some deductions here and there. But I think the outside zone 2 and 3 areas of deduction where we're going to see the deduction by Mad Mike.
You know, he says he loves this track because it's all throttle right here. He didn't let go until about the outer zone 2, right when he got to outer zone 2.
Yeah,
you saw a little bit of throttle off just to help for the transition right here.
He looks like he came a little short at outside zone 2 because he kind of dove in a little bit early from the outside zone 1. We saw his front right tire get kind of into the rumble strip in the grass.
All right, here we are, 75. Ooh. Oh, that's on that cut right there.
Ooh. All right. 75. I don't even know. I can't even count right now. How many cars are going home today?
We have 45 cars.
12.
There you go. No, not 12. It'd be 13.
13. Close enough.
Close enough. All right, here we are. We are down to the last 5 cars. Kanta's up. He's sitting on top right now with an 88-point first qualifier run. Let's see how he's going to do. He's in the Linglong Tire Drift Team Orange JZX 100 Chaser. Man got first in qualify last year. He's just trying to lock it in again this year. This track is his. If he wins it 2 times, they might as well just go ahead and stencil his name all over this track. And here he is bringing it around into that outer zone 1. Like I said, keeping that throttle all the way through longer there. Into the outer zone 2. I don't know how he transitioned from that to that. Still staying inside the zone. And that might be, don't quote me, that might be better than his 88-point run. He was throttle all the way. Commitment was there. Fluidity was there. Filling the zones, probably too deep in some of the zones, but making it happen right there. There you go. Staying on it right there, right on the edge of the track. Man, here's the aerial view too. All right, the chase right here. This is what he's got to throw down in the top 32 to make it to the finals. We'll see here. All right, 87. So right now he is sitting first overall, but here you go. This guy, this driver right here, sitting possibly in third with an 86. You got number 31, Koldai Sobagiri in the Shibata Racing Yokohama GR86. Got that VR Powers intake manifold sticking out of that hood right there. Look at that, coming around, getting right on it.
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah, he took a lot out right there. Bringing it back. Oh, look at hard flick in the outer zone 3. Nice job through outer zone 3, bringing it into that finish. But man, that transition from outer zone 1 to outer zone 2.
Yeah, he came a little short.
He really did. He cut himself off on that inside portion of the track. Maybe too much there at the start.
Yeah, he had to
take a lot out.
And also, the switchback, he looks like it's a little late going to. Looks like it's a little late going to the outside zone 3. So I wouldn't say that. I know that score is not gonna. This is not gonna beat his
first one with
run.
an 86.
No.
We'll see here. You can see the cone right here. He flicks, and about a little bit into that outer zone 3 is when he hits that zone. So here we are waiting for the score. After this, we got 3 more drivers. 74, so yeah, Robbie's right. Unfortunately. Next to go at the line, sitting in third overall in points for the series, number 4, Masanori Kohashi in the Linglong Tire Drift, Team Orange, A90 Supra, currently sitting on a 79-point qualify run. Here he is, trying to get into it, got into that zone there. Now he's got to throttle through and power himself into this outer zone 2 with a nice flick. Holding back a little bit, dipping 2 tires in that outer zone 3. Not a bad run, pretty safe. He was already pretty safe with the score at a 79.
Yeah, so he throws a good amount of angle after outside zone 2 to 3. He does a good job at outside zone 1 for sure, and kind of unwinds the angle, I think, going to outside zone 2, but maybe that's the way he keeps it, where he's able to flick it hard, going to the outside zone 3 area.
Here you are, the drone footage in the chase. Man, this is gonna be some intense battles tomorrow. Look how much smoke these cars are throwing down.
Yeah, and you saw how, if you saw the, FTJ2 drivers, some of the guys kind of threw down and got super close to each other in the tandem. Because if you, give them any space, you're going to get smoked out in that smoke trail.
All right, there you go, 82. So a 3-point increase for Kohashi. Last two drivers. Kazumi Takahashi is up next in his BMW E92 sitting on an 81. And right now, last round at round 3 at Fuji, he was number 1 overall. So we're going to see how he's going to do here. Kohashi. Takahashi doing his thing. Sitting at a 205 overall in points. 7 points away from the number 1 points leader, who's going to be qualifying again next. And here he is bringing it into this outer zone 1. Whoa. Overshooting it just a little bit into this outer zone 2 here. Right on the edge of the track for both outer zones 2 and
3. Once again, this might be a case of being late into the outside zone 3 area. Let's go ahead and check this out. Looks like there's a lot of throttle. 1 tire off at the outside zone 1. Barely makes it to the edge of the outside zone 2. But as you can see, it looks like he is a little late doing the transition going to the outside zone 3. Let's go ahead and check that out from the drone's view here.
You can see that overview right there. Yeah, he only got a little late on that outer zone 3, you could see. He was still rotating about a quarter way into that zone. Nice job leaving outer zone 2. He just didn't flick it hard enough and early enough. We'll see. 81 points is what he got on his first qualify run. 81, so he's going to match his previous score. And here we are, our last driver. It is up to the points leader sitting at 212, number 771, Hiroya Minoa. It's coming down to him in the Cusco Racing GR8 Yaris. How is he going to do? He's the last one up. Is he going to be able to beat Kanta, knock him off the throne of Sportsland Sugo? But this is it. If you're tuning in now, you missed out a lot of driving. This is 90 runs, or 94. This is about to be, 89. This is about to be the 90th run right here. This is it. Qualify. Round 4, 2023, G-Shock presents Formula Drift Japan here at Sportsland Sugo in the Miyagi Prefecture. It's beautiful, sunny, amazing out, suffering through the heat, making it happen. And let's see Hiroya Minoa make it happen. Here he is, bringing it around into this outer zone 1 here. Nice job right there. Getting into that zone. Might have cut himself a little bit short in that inside clip, or inside portion of the track, but bringing it back around. Look at that flick into that outer zone 3 there.
Wow.
Nice strong finish. Huge flick by Minoa from that transition to outer zone 2 to outer zone 3.
Yeah, let's check out the angle. Full throttle. A lot of angle through outside zone 1, and right here, going into outside zone 2, going in a little early and leaving at the right time and flicking it. This is exactly what we want to see.
And that's the big thing right there. I thought he was choked up on that inside portion of the track, but he positioned himself perfect to get inside, in and out of that outer zone 2, and then get his car rotated all the way around into that outer zone 3 and keep it on track on top of that. Let's watch here on the overview. You can see, look at outer zone 3, the 2 cones that you can see marking the territory. He comes around,
right there,
flicks,
boom,
full time.
already in angle.
Yep, full time in angle in outer zone 3. Textbook, the way it needs to be. I don't know. Let's see. What do you guys think, for real? All right, there's that chase coverage, and we could see it right there. Nice strong finish.
Yeah, that was a good amount of angle from the angle judge. I don't know how it is with the style and the line and all that stuff, but we'll see what the score is going to be. See, 82.
Boom, 82.
So he's got an 83 for his earlier run, and that's what they're going to bank on.
Yeah, unfortunately, with the mid-80s scores that you guys are saying, you got an 82. That's going to wrap us up right there. That's qualify. 45 cars, 13 going home, top 32. That's 90 runs that Robbie and Sean and Yoichi Mamura had to judge through. So hats off to them because they had a busy day because we had top 16 of FDJ2 earlier. Here we are for the Pro Series. Tomorrow's going to be top 32. We're going to be rolling into the top 16 ceremony shortly after that in the afternoon. And yeah, it's been one of those days. It's been a long day. Glad it's wrapped up. Ready to see the results of today's qualify though. And there you are, Sportsland Sugo representing FD and FDJ out here stenciling their track. And right there it says Sugo underneath it. So definitely awesome. Awesome opening arms by the Sportsland Sugo crew out here and the staff. So thank you to them. Thank you to you all viewing in on us, tuning in, chiming in. I've been trying to keep up as much as I can. There's like a 15-second delay between the live chat and the live stream and everything. So I'm trying to chime in, trying to keep Robbie awake. And yeah, it's been a fun day of just getting blasted by this sun.
Yeah, thank you for sticking around, guys. Hopefully the qualify is going to pick up a little bit tomorrow. We're going to be seeing some close tandems like we saw towards the end of FDJ2. But thank you very much, and a lot of love to the Formula Drift USA family out there. Thank you. We'll see you guys at the next round. It's going to be in Seattle.
Exactly.
But we'll talk about that more tomorrow here when we come back for the tandem. But thank you very much, Kenny, for keeping us company and also guiding you guys through this. And the biggest thank you is to you guys watching the live stream.
Exactly.
Thank you so much. It was kind of a slower start on the beginning of the qualify. I promise you, the tandem is going to be so much more better tomorrow. So make sure you tune back in tomorrow.
Please tune in tomorrow. You guys are what gives us a purpose out here. And yes, I'll make sure I get Robbie a beer so he can relax, take it easy, because top 32 and top 16, that's going to be a long day. So
yes,
let's not go there. Thank you for tuning in. Check out FDJ2 if you want. It's on the historical side of things. But yeah, thank you all for tuning in.
All right, so let's go ahead and check out the top qualifier that we have here today before we say our goodbyes. So I think it's going to be the 88 point from Kanta. Yeah, so right there, Kanta sacrificing his line, dipping 2 tires at the outside zone 3 and getting an deduction, still qualifies first because we always talk about it, everybody always talks about, should I be on track, should I be off track? But hey, if you're going to make it look dynamic, if you got 2 tires off, let's take the hit. Here you go, it's an interview from Kanta.
Hi, ありがとうございます。やりました。イエーイ。めちゃめちゃ嬉しいです。久々の単走優勝なんで本当にめっちゃ嬉しいです。車も本当にチームの皆さんにすごいいい状態にしてもらって本当に乗りやすく全開で攻めれたんで、この調子で明日も優勝を目指して頑張りたいと思います。ありがとうございます。はい。あんま聞こえないです。はい。昨年に続き。はい。そうですね。はい。そう。スゴは俺でしょ。はい。この調子で明日も頑張ります。応援お願いします。
So that was a short interview from Kanta. He said, hey, I did it. It was hard, but he was able to, he's super stoked that he was able to do it. It's been a while since he's been #1 qualifier, but he said, he's got to thank his team for making it all happen, to getting the car prepped and everything. So that's the reason why he was able to do well. So he wants to move into tomorrow's tandem and actually go for the win. So hopefully he can. And he said, it's been 2 years in a row to be #1 qualifier here at Sugo. So he said, if you talk about Sugo, it's all about me.
There you go.
Very impressive what he said.
And right there on the screen, top 32 is going to start at 9 o'clock. check out the, Formula Drift Japan Instagram. It's got a breakdown of the regions of the world where you could tune in for top 32 and top 16. It'll give you the time frame in your local area. So check that out. Go follow Formula Drift Japan. And yeah, go follow Robbie.
And Kenny, JZ_Kenji. And Sean Adriano.
Yeah.
I said go follow Sean. Yeah, so here you are. There's the panel, judge panel.
They're on the PA system talking to the crowd out there. Yeah, we pretty much wrap things up. I thank you all out there for doing your thing, tuning into us, chiming into the chat, keeping us entertained while we try to keep y'all entertained. So thank y'all. You've been a blessing the last 4 years that I've been doing this, so thank you.
And I don't know if we're able to go or if we keep talking. You guys want to hear about something? Anything? Yeah, thank you. Shout out to me and Kenny. Shout out to Kenny for always, carrying the team. Kanta looks like an Initial D character. I kind of agree.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, there was a couple of people are taking out the scores, but yeah, can we organize the top 32? We will post it on the Instagram and social media later to see who's going to be going against who. So make sure you chime in, check that out as well, so you know who we will be going or we'll be watching tomorrow. Yeah. So
Robbie just drinks anything cold.
Yeah, I drink something,
He's not
cold.
too picky.
Yeah, so I am going to go get a cold one after this, hopefully. But there's a couple of things that we have to wrap up after this. We're going to be doing the top 32 ceremony. But if you guys are here, go ahead and go check that out. If you guys can make it out to the track tomorrow, come and check it out because it's always good live. If not, make sure you check out the live stream. And we will see you guys tomorrow.
Exactly. Country's open now. Make it out to an event.
Yes,
Make it a goal to come out to one of these events for sure.
All right, good night and goodbye and good morning and everything. See you guys tomorrow, and thank you for tuning in.
Bluetooth 搭載 G-SHOCK カシオ The brightness called brilliant, blinding and vivid, Valentine.
究極の静かさと安全性。オンロード、オフロード、世界中で活躍するケンダ。その信頼を支える静音性、安定性と対摩耗性。世界が認めた技術と信頼を街乗りである。高品質と納得の価格、タイヤのポテンシャルをあなたに。ケンダ。
バリのタイヤ。
Ultimate lubricant. Mortis.
What's up, guys? It's Frederick Ospo, and I use RSR suspension on all my drift cars. I love RSR. Iyo RSR Ichiban.
Made in Japan. Breed.
At a brand new bending unit all the way through, just throws a on the early transfer.
In a world of extremes, this is where they're refined. The real deal. Cusco.
伝統と革新、小倉クラッチのテクノロジーを凝縮。チャンピオンを取るためのクラッチ、小倉レーシングクラッチ ORC